zone. He's got Simpkins bought in for the touchdown. Deshaun Simpkins with the snag.
Looking left to Sims Marshall. Home run down for Jalen Marshall. He's got a touchdown.
And then there were 8. We're in the grade 8, the regional final here in week 14, along with Archer's uncle, Kevin Zilch. I'm Chef Kim. Glad to have you along here on Chatterbox Live tonight. Partner, it took a while for us to get here. We're finally here. 2 really outstanding teams. Let's start with the one that we know so very well. Lakota West had a hard-fought win a week ago.
I'll tell you what, and I think what you saw with Lakota West is they kind of proved it to themselves that, hey, we're that elite team. We can do this. St. X was kind of their Achilles heel. They lost in this game a year ago in overtime, and then they lost in week 1 to them. So that was sort of their benchmark to say, hey, we need to get over that hump, and they did that last week. It wasn't easy. It wasn't necessarily pretty. It wasn't necessarily the Lakota West we've seen, but hey, W is a W, and right now it's playoff time, and that's all that matters.
Survive and advance.
Exactly.
On the other side for Moeller, the number 1 seed continues to impress. A week ago, they did it a little differently.
Yeah, last week it was more of a control the clock type situation when you get down to the end. We were just talking with offensive coordinator Coach Digman down there in pregame, and he said that's exactly what he said. He said last week was just all about ball control and really trying to get out of that game. He's like, that's really what the name of the game was down the stretch. So, again, this is going to be really interesting here tonight, Jeff. I'm really excited for it.
Again, it's Moeller and Lakota West. We'll have the starting lineups and the opening kick when we return here on Chatterbox Live. We're just about 10 minutes away from the start of kickoff here in this regional final in Region 4. It's number 1 Moeller and number 3 Lakota West. Kev, as we go through this, actually, you know what? Since we do have time right at the top here, why don't we zero in with Zilch?
Yeah, tonight's keys of the game. For Lakota West, it's all about starting fast. Right now, they're plus 93 in point differential in the first quarter, plus 123 in the second quarter. So if they do that and they stick to that type of game plan and score early in this game, they're going to be sitting really, really well. And then, 2, they got to limit the penalties. That's the one thing that we've seen with Lakota West, maybe these past couple weeks, is they get in these little funks within a game where all of a sudden they have this barrage of penalties. If they need to limit that, especially if they want to continue to make it down, because these, as we know, the games only get tougher as we go down to the playoffs. And then, honestly, for Lakota West, number 3, be West. Be the team that they know they are. Coach Bolden talked about it a couple weeks ago that, hey, we need to figure out how to take that next step. They took that next step last week. So now they need to be Lakota West and do what they've done all year long. On the other sideline for Moeller, it kind of goes also, honestly, the same thing with Lakota West. They got to score early. In fact, I'm going to say they probably have to score fast. Get Lakota West down early. Get them uncomfortable. That's something that Lakota West, obviously based off the point differential, is not used to, is being uncomfortable early on in the game. So if Moeller can figure out a way to get that done early in the game, they'll be really good. And then really all it is for Moeller is if you control this clock, you're going to control the game. So on offense. So that's the name of the game for me right now for Moeller. If you want to win this game, you have to figure out a way to keep Cameron Goode, Jair Brown, and Mitch Bolden on the sideline. You do that, Moeller's going to have a really, really good chance. But I think right now the biggest thing is for Moeller, just got to control that clock.
We'll pause right here for our nation's anthem. Our nation's anthem. Along with Kevin Soch, I'm Chef Kim. Joe Meehan is producing us tonight. I'm basically in a Moeller sandwich tonight, by the way. I'm surrounded by Moeller alums here for this ballgame. You'd think I'd be part of Lakota West, but kidding aside, as we're just mere moments away from the start of this one, Kev, I wanted to hit back on what you had talked about in your keys. One of the things that we noted here, Moeller outscores their opponents in the first quarter 107-91, I believe, plus 16. However, on the other side for Lakota West, they outscore their opponents in the first quarter 111-17. That fast start is so very necessary tonight.
And that's why I think it's so important. If Moeller wants to have a chance to win this game, they got to get Lakota West uncomfortable early. When Lakota West gets comfortable and they get in their groove, especially on offense like we've seen all year long, I'll tell you what, it's been lights out for every team that they've faced so far. So, again, if Moeller can do that, and then on Lakota West side, I think the biggest thing, the biggest point I would hone in on is, again, if they do what they've done, and they are that team, they now have proven that they are that elite team, they've gotten over that hump, they will be just fine here tonight. So I expect a big night, on both sides both offensive. I think, this is going to be a running attack with how cold it is. Cam Goode in the backfield for Lakota West. So this is going to be exciting, Jeff. I'm excited for this one.
By the way, tonight is an audio-only game. You are seeing our smiling faces, but you won't see game action. You'll get to hear the play-by-play. And we are awaiting Lakota West on our near end to come on out and flood the field. We are expecting a full house tonight here at Dwyer Field, here in Mason. And I'll tell you, the weather conditions, while not ideal necessarily, 32 degrees at game time, it will be dry tonight. And that's a luxury you and I did not have a week ago.
Yeah, last week up there at Wayne High School in Huber Heights was definitely a chilly one, but a beautiful press box.
And here come the Lakota West Firebirds. 11-1 their record. Tom Bolden's their head coach in his third year, 26-6 in his 15th year overall at 158-27. On the other side for number one Moeller, the Crusaders this year, 10-3 under the direction of Mark Elder, who's in his second year with the program, 13-9 overall for the Crusaders. We have a little bit of time, so we'll talk about the starting quarterbacks before we get into the starting lineups. On one side, for the top seed, it's number 12, Noah Geselbracht, who is 198 of 309 this year for 64%. He has thrown 29 touchdowns and has a quarterback rating of 164.9.
I mean, he knows how to air it out. Over 2,700 yards through the air alone for Noah. And, that's going to be a big key to this game. They're going up against, hands down, the best defensive backfield probably in the city, maybe the top two in the state right now. So that's going to be a big battle for them as the Moeller Crusaders head on out in the field right now.
On the other side, the other starting quarterback is Mitch Bolden for Lakota West at 6'2", 190 pounds, a junior. Money Mitch is 115 of 187 this year, passing for 61.5%, 1,730 yards. He has thrown for 20 touchdowns, but he's also a running threat with 663 yards rushing this year.
And I think that dual threat kind of comes in, with that RPO package that they run, those run-pass options that he has and has the ability to run. And, that takes a very special quarterback to be able to run those. It takes a person with a high football IQ to run those type of plays. So, this is going to be an exciting night on both sides of the football. There's talent all over the field here tonight. This is probably one of the top games, and obviously in the state and possibly around the country right now.
And let's give you the rest of the starting lineups, powered by Cintas. Over 1 million businesses rely on Cintas. So get Cintas and get ready for the workday as we await Moeller to get out on the field and head out to their own sideline. You hear the chants from the Moeller faithful. West has won the toss. They will receive. And I believe they'll defend the north end. And here come the Crusaders. So flanking Bolden in the offensive side for Lakota West is 25, Cameron Goode. He's the running back. The wide receivers are Jerred Merk, Trent Lloyd, and Ben Minnick. The tackles tonight are Tegra Shabola and Lathan McComas. Eric Cifuentes and Caden Fletcher are the guards. Tony Curtis is the center. The tight end is Anderson Simpson. On defense, it's a four-man front for the Crusaders tonight. The ends are Chase Brown and Ethan Coe. The tackles are Brandon Martin and Jackson Garrett. 3 linebackers, Alex French and Rashad Glenn on the outside, and Joe Ginnetti, the man in the middle. The cornerbacks are Colin Berry and Jacob Petticord. And the safeties are Lamont Cox and Matthew Saliga. As we reverse it and go to the other side, first for the offense for the Moeller Crusaders, we mentioned Geselbracht here in just a moment ago. Jordan Marshall will open up at running back. The H-back is Tennell Bryant. We'll talk a lot about him for sure tonight. Kurt Thomas is a split end. The flanker is Jerred Merk. The tight end is not Josh Caddis. He is out tonight, and taking his place will be Eli Jacon Duffy. The tackles are Thomas Beal and Donnie Lewis. John Curran and Joshua Reeves are the guards, and Colin Remanowski is the center tonight. It's a 3-man front for the Firebirds on defense. Owen Kaufman's in the middle. Flank between Brian Henderson and Elijah Davis. The linebackers are Mike Brankamp, Aiden Miller, and Jacob Asbach, and a fabulous 5 in the defensive backfield tonight. The cornerbacks are Jerred Merk and Josh Fussell. Alex Afari, Malik Hartford, and Ben Minnick are the safeties. Tonight's officials, Phil Colflesh is the referee. The umpire is Todd Zabroniak, beg your pardon. The center judge is Eric Melk. The line judge is Paul Maragos. Rick Barnes is the linesman, and the back judge is Randy Rosenberry. You ready, partner?
I'm ready, man. I'm ready for this. I'm excited. This is, it's going to be an amazing night. It's packed stadium. It's going to be rocking. And here we go.
As we had mentioned, it will be Lakota West to receive. They'll attack the north end. Tonight they're in the white uniform tops with the red numerals and the black bottoms. Whereas tonight it's the white bottoms for the Crusaders. They've got the yellow uniform tops with the blue numerals. And partner, I have to say, it is refreshing to have numerals that you and I can see visually from up in the press box.
Oh, back-to-back weeks of tough uniform play for us. So yeah, very, very refreshing.
I believe we saw Trent Lloyd out back to return. Trent is averaging about 17 and a half yards per return. He's stationed at his own 5. And partner, I'm going to have to see if I got a gander on this or not to see who's on the top side over there.
If I'm not mistaken, that looks like Jair.
It is. It is one. It is Jerred Merk. Lakota West has returned 1 kickoff this year for a touchdown. That was in the Hamilton game by Alex Afari. And away we go! Here's Lloyd from the 3. Angles to the right. 10, 20, down the line. 30, cuts back to the 35, and was a step away from breaking it out of the 37-yard line. And a hell of a start here for Lakota West.
Well, Trent Lloyd, he found that lane. The lane opened up. It was kind of like the Red Sea just parted for him. He was able to zip his way through, kind of started the right, bent it back in, and great starting field position now for the Firebirds.
They're going to officially spot the ball at the 39-yard line, just inside the right hash mark. Glad to have you along here at Dwyer Field in Mason. Should be a good one tonight. We're going to get loud. We see Malik Hartford, by the way, starting at receiver. He's on the top of our side, out towards the Moeller sideline. So we see Jair Brown in a slot to the left inside of Hartford and Alex Afari to the right of them. So a little bit of trickeration to start things off here as they have yet to start the clock.
Oh, it looks like they were looking at Cam Goode just came off the field with some type of equipment issue. Not quite sure what that was.
And they put in Uedis Gonzalez in his place. He sets up as an H-back to the left. So Bolden in the gun against that 4-man front. And they motion Hartford and a deep drop. The home run down the field for Afari at the 35. He mishandled it and it's off his hands. He was a step away from breaking it for 6. Second down.
Well, we've seen them open up with that deep play probably, 3, 4, 6 times this year, at least on their first opening drive or first 2 plays. So how you're not prepared for that if you're Moeller, I don't know. You know, he had all the time in the world to pass, and Afari was absolutely wide open. The only thing I'll say is Afari did have to kind of come back for that ball a little bit.
So Jair Brown checks out of the ball game. He had a little bit of confusion down there, and we see 13 come in his place, Ben Minnick. So we've seen Ben go after some deep balls here, and we'll see if they go back up on top on play number 2 from scrimmage. 11:46 left to go here in this opening quarter. Just getting started here at Dwyer Field in Mason, and we've got an official stop. Again, tonight's head official, the referee, is Phil Colflesh.
So one thing I'm noticing is that was a timeout by Lakota West. They've got some personnel things going on the sidelines where not very comfortable right now, and that was one of the things, get Lakota West uncomfortable. So the drop pass, which is very uncharacteristic, and right now they got to take an early timeout before their second play of the game. So yeah, they got to get some things right on the offensive side for West.
I want to remind you that Eli's Sports Bar and Grill proudly sponsors high school football with 3 locations in Mason, Liberty Township, and in Ross. Our 10-foot screens guarantee a great view from every seat in the house. Eli's Sports Bar and Grill, the best place in Cincinnati for sports, food, and fun. And you get to still see our smiling mugs here in the press box here tonight in Mason, Ohio. Glad to have you along, again, along with Kevin Soch, I'm Chef Kim, here on Chatterbox Live tonight. A free game for you all who normally subscribe to us, and I'm sure you get to see us out on Twitter tonight as well. Here's Bolden on second down, 2nd and 10, and the ball's mishandled. It's loose on the field. I believe it's picked up by West. So it's picked up, I believe it was Lloyd who came off the little inside handoff. They mishandled the connection, and it's a loss of yards on the play.
Not a great series right there. You know, you have the drop pass, you got to take an early timeout, not getting the right personnel in the game, then to fumble the ball. So 3 really good, not great things for Lakota West to start out. Now here for Coach Bolden, all right, you got to figure out how are we going to adjust from this. Okay, we got 3rd and long right now. Let's get the play in, and let's get the play designed right now to get him that first down.
Triples to the left, a single to the near side. That's Afari. Deep drop for Bolden. He throws to the right, complete to Afari, out at the 46-yard line, short of what he needed for the first down. So he went to the sideline, went to a knee on the pass completion. That's the first completion of the night, and it's a quick 3 and out based upon what had happened, the mishandle and the errant substitution that resulted in a timeout.
Yeah, you know, not just, again, it's funny, you know, you're about a few seconds or a few inches away from this game being, you know, a 7-0 game in front of Lakota West. Instead, Moeller's able to come back, forcing the punt.
Minnick from his 32. The punt out to the 20. And boy, what a tackle! Alex Weeder had no shot, and he's dropped for a loss on the play inside the 20-yard line.
I think that was Alex Afari who came streaking down there, the UK commit. We've seen him do that all year long. I mean, the kid just absolutely knows how to hit. He flew down there. Great coverage for Lakota West on the punt. So now we'll get to see the Moeller offense for the first time tonight.
So a loss of 1 on the return, and the net on that was 34 yards. 1st and 10 in the 19-yard line for Noah Geselbracht. He's got twins to the top and a single to the left. They motion the man on the left. And the inside give to Weeder. Alec Weeder, who gets a start instead of Marshall, gets maybe a yard on the play.
You know, we talked with Coach Elder about that early on in the week. You're going to see a trio of guys in the backfield between Jordan Marshall, Alec Weeder, and Gabe Goins. You're going to see all those guys in this game here tonight. They've really kind of gotten to that, you know, quarterback by committee.
Weeder averaging just about 6 yards a carry this year, 2nd and 8 on a gain of 2. So the high snap, and they go back to Weeder off the right side, looking for space, nowhere to go. Maybe a yard on the pickup.
Maybe a yard. And I got to tell you what, great job by the Lakota West defense. They flowed to the football, you know, and that's the one thing they've done really well all year long. Moeller tried to stretch them into the sideline there. They all flowed, didn't over-pursue, and that's what they've rallied to the football, and that's what they've done all year long.
Moeller is 42% on 3rd down this year. Meanwhile, Lakota West giving up 34% as we go trips to the left. Geselbracht looking over the middle, now rolls from the pocket, throws to the right, looking downfield, and it is incomplete. Out at the 34-yard line, 3 and out. So both teams exchanging punches, and it's the defense that have shown up here so far in the early minutes.
So far, yeah, absolutely. You know, it's been a you know, 2 defensive-sided game right now, at least in the first 2 possessions there for each team. So, you know, right now, still nothing ball game. And, you know, we'll see what West can do. They're probably going to get the ball with decent field position here.
The punter is Kurt Thompson. He's back at his own 7-yard line. We'll see if they come. They'll set up the return, West will, and it'll drop to the near side in front of Jerred Brown. He'll let it fly out to the sideline, out to the Lakota West sideline, out to the 39-yard line. So a punt of 39-0 on the return, and Lakota West will get their second crack with 8:51 left to go.
You know, hopefully, we noticed that they were doing some different things personnel-wise. And anytime you do that, you know, it can get confusing. It can, you know, you don't know where you're going, especially that we haven't seen Malik in there like that, in that type of formation. So, you know, I think they might get back to sort of what they've always done with that same personnel group that they're used to at this point.
So they'll start in the same position as they did on the last drive, out at the 39-yard line. They set up on the near hash mark, and they go a triangle of receivers to the top side. So a triangle to the left. Bolden calls for it, and hands, it goes to Goode. A long handoff. Now, that ball was in between the two players for a long time, and I don't think he got any yards on that play.
Brandon Martin, Jackson Garrett up front for the Moeller Crusaders. They're a force to be reckoned with. You know, this defense we talked about has really played well these past couple weeks, so, you know, we'll have to pay attention to that as this game progresses.
No gain for Cameron Goode, who comes into the ball game with 973 yards. They go pistol in this formation, 2nd down and 10. And the give to Goode. I actually, looking to see who it was, as the first man through the line was Gonzalez, but Goode has nowhere to go.
I think that was Jackson Garrett as well, was in on that play, number 97 for the Crusaders. So, again, they've just kind of shut down that running game right now.
So 3rd and long, and right now both defenses have stood up here in the early minutes. Punch for punch.
Literally punch for punch right now. This is getting interesting here. Especially with the way Moeller just absolutely shut down the Lakota West running game right there on back-to-back plays. So let's pay attention to this now.
Lakota West is 34% on 3rd downs this year. 3rd and 9 from the 40. Deep drop with time for Bolden. He steps up. Now he'll run for it. Out across the 40, out to the 43-yard line, and he is dropped there. The first man there was 46, Joe Ginnetti.
You know, it was hard for me to see. I was looking a little bit downfield whether that was a design draw. I mean, he had 2 guys open downfield, but he seemed to pull that ball down pretty quickly, making me think it might have been a design draw play. But tell you what, nonetheless, that's 2 back-to-back 3-and-outs for Lakota West. Again, something they're not used to doing very much.
Leaders at his own 25-yard line, awaiting a second punt from Minnick. Good snap, it's away, and it's a line drive kick for Weeder at his 50. He mishandles it out at the 5, and he'll have to jump on it. Wow! Ooh. That could have been disaster, and Alex Afari was ready to gobble him up. So he was at his own 15, had it come off his hands, and then he goes all the way back inside his own 5.
I think the coaching point on that is, hey, from now on, why don't we just fair catch it when you see number 2 streaking down the sidelines and Alex Afari from now on? Because I'll tell you what, Alex Afari is just a menace. You know, we've seen on offense, defense, and now special teams. He can hit, he can run, he can fly around. So, yeah, definitely might want to fair catch him from now on.
52 yards on the net. Here's the running back, the dive play for a couple of yards, up to the 7-yard line. So the worst starting position of the night belongs to Moeller from their own 5. They get a couple on the dive play out to the right. And with 6:24 left to go here in this first period, we are still scoreless here at Mason. Dwyer Field, the host site, the neutral field tonight for these two teams in this Region 4 final. We go twins to the near side, and Geselbracht will throw on 2nd down. He steps, he throws to the right. It is complete, out of the 15-yard line. Receiver gets away, down the sideline, outside the 20. He has a 1st down.
I can't see who that was, but that was one of the more impressive juke moves I think I've seen out there.
And it was a little guy for sure, and it's the star of the game, Tennell Bryant. So Bryant picks up the 1st down. They'll move the change up to the 22-yard line. That's a pickup of 15 on the play. And this is the first down of the ball game. And they give the ball to Marshall. The handoff to the left side. Out to the 25, to the 30. Cuts back. Out to the 35, to the 40, inside the 40-yard line. So a big run. So Jordan Marshall, at 6 foot tall, 190 pounds, a sophomore, picks up 19 on the run. 1st and 10.
We had great blocking up front by the center, Colin Remnowski, and the right guard, Joshua Rice. I mean, when you're able to get that kind of wall there, he just literally found that and hit right off their backside, and boom, found the hole and hit it, got a big 1st down.
Leading rusher on this team this year, 878 yards coming on in. Go with a team high 11 touchdowns rushing. First and 10 officially from the 42-yard line with 5:44 left to go here in this first period. The quarterback rushed from the pocket. He throws. It's complete out to the 44-yard line. So the quarterback, Geselbracht, turns nothing into something out there.
Yeah, Isaiah Jones, number 8 for Lakota West, just came right in there. Nobody touched him whatsoever.
Did they get that to Brian again?
Believe so.
So 2nd and 8 on a pickup of 2. That should have been a loss, but good legs by Geselbracht to get away with 5:12 left to go here in this first period. Doubles on each side, twins. And they give to Weeder, angles to the right, can't turn the corner, and a great job by the Lakota West defense to stretch him out for maybe a gain of 1. First man there was Elijah Davis.
Moeller's been trying to get that edge, and Lakota West has just flowed so well to the football on both sides. So, that edge play just hasn't been there for Moeller. And Lakota West, great job by flowing to the football and stretching it out.
Well, with the angle that we had, it looked like it was a short game. They're going to call it 4, so it's across the 45 to the 46-yard line. They motion Weeder out to the left, and they empty out the backfield for Geselbracht. And motion. Looked like the right tackle came out of his stance.
Yeah, I can't be doing that, especially in a third down, third medium situation, a very manageable situation there. We talk a lot about being on schedule, and that's one way to get you off schedule. Still manageable, 3rd and 11, but still 3rd and 4 is a lot better.
Still scoreless with 4:23 left to go here in this first quarter. Between number 1 Moeller and number 3 Lakota West. Triples to the near side, and they go to a single to the far side. On 3rd and 11, Geselbracht to throw with time. Now rolls to the right, running out of time. Davis giving chase. He throws. It's incomplete. Intended for Bryant down the field. Alex Afari defended it very well.
Alex Afari was almost in a position to make a pick. It was a very risky pass that he made there. Probably would have been the coaching point there. Just take it, run, get out of bounds, live to fight another down. But saw some movement by Moeller. But again, this Lakota West defense held their water, was able to force them into another 3-and-out situation.
Twin return men. We see Trent Lloyd on one side, up to the far side. And on the near side, it's Jerred Merk. Again, the punter is Kurt Thompson. He gets it away. It's a spiraling kick that will drop dead inside the 20, and now it takes a forward roll from Moeller all the way inside the 10, down to the 5. Wow, that's a beauty. 54 yards on the net with 3:49 left to go.
Yeah, it's been a kind of a game of punting right now on both sides. You had the drop punt by Moeller that forced them back, and now Lakota West is pinned Moeller back. So again, it's kind of they're trading back and forth here right now. No offense can really kind of find their groove. Everybody's still trying to figure out, okay, hey, what's going, what's working, what's not. Lakota West seemed kind of confused on that first drive. Now they got to put a big drive together. And I think that's really right now the name of the game. Okay, who can sustain the drive on offense?
And just like Moeller on the last drive, Lakota West on their own 5-yard line has their worst field position. They're backed up against their own goal line. And they'll reposition. They'll set up Cam Goode to the right of the quarterback, Bolden. On first down, a low snap, but Goode gets it on the handoff across the 5, has a few yards behind Shabola and Cifuentes on that left side, out to the 8, maybe the 9-yard line. So it's 2nd and manageable here with 3:35 left to go.
Tegra Shabola. I'll tell you what, we want to talk about just a dominant football player. Doesn't get enough credit for what he's done on this Lakota West offensive line. 6'6", 330-pound senior going to Ohio State. And I'll tell you what, he is all of 6'6". You go down the sidelines and look at him, you're looking up at him.
They'll spot him at the 8, so a pickup of 3 for Cam Goode. Out of the pistol. It's Goode again into the line, trying to run behind Cifuentes, and hard-pressed to get any yards right in the middle where Brandon Martin and Jackson Garrett are hanging out these days.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, it's been all night long. I mean, I don't know whether I'm surprised by this, but right now, Moeller's defense has really kept their offense at bay. right now Lakota West is going to have to try and figure out something different here to get in that rhythm or break this, mundaneness right now of this game.
Defensively, Moeller holding opponents to 38.5% defensively on third down this year. 3rd and 5 from the 10-yard line. They need the 15 for the line to gain. Moeller showing blitz up the middle. And the ball is loose on the ground. And Moeller says they have it out at the 6-yard line. They do! The first turnover of the game belongs to the Crusaders. 1st and goal coming up.
Well, that's the one area you don't want to turn it over with your back to your own end zone. Looks like he just, we obviously don't have the replay with us here tonight, but to me it looks like he just simply lost the snap. And, Moeller High School right now with great field position and an opportunity to put it in. But the one thing I will say is they still got to go through this Lakota West goal line defense, who we've seen time and time again throughout the year stop people. So, again, this is it right here, the first scoring opportunity for either team.
1st and goal. Twin receivers to the left. Con Bruffy is a tight end to the left. And now they'll flood that side. They'll bring out Marshall as a slot receiver. And now they'll motion him back to the right. 3 on the play clock. Geselbracht to throw to Marshall. He has it. Touchdown! 6-0 Moeller. On a little out route to Jordan Marshall.
Oh, they packed the box. And that's what happens when you pack the box. You can never forget about your right flank. And Moeller exposed that with Lakota West. Everybody was pinching in. They put 9-10 in the box right there and completely forgot about that flank. And that's exactly what Moeller exposed. So Moeller strikes first in this one.
Williams Steele on the kick out of the hold of Alex Weeder. Joe Ginnetti is the snapper. Good snap. It's a little low, but placed well by Weeder, and the kick is through. 7-0 with 2:17 left to play on a one-play does it all drive. It was a pass, a 6-yarder to Jordan Marshall, and that is the 30th touchdown pass this year for Noah Geselbracht.
Great play call there by Coach Digman, the offensive coordinator for Moeller. And, again, I go back to what I said right after the touchdown, that he was able to expose all the, Lakota West had buried everybody into the box, and nobody saw the motion man, go outside into the right flank. And when you do that, you're going to expose that, leave it wide open. They're going to take advantage of it.
By the way, this was one of your keys to the ball game, the quick start by Moeller. They got an advantage here with great field position on the turnover and punched it in.
And, I think really what it was is who was going to make – it kind of got to the point there, who's going to make the first mistake. That's honestly kind of what it came to now. So now Lakota West, settle down, regroup, and just try and really figure out, okay, how do I get in an offensive rhythm right now if I'm West? What do I need to do? Is that running more Cam good? Well, Moeller stopped that. Is it throwing the ball? Well, they haven't really been able to do that except for the first play from scrimmage. So they got some things to figure out, and they got to work it out here on offense.
Here's the kick from William Steele. With the return from the 7, it's by Lloyd. 10, angles to the left, cuts inside to the 20, to the 25, and his horse collared there, out at the 26-yard line. So a good spot on the return for Lakota West, and they'll go back to work down 7-0 with 2:10 left to go.
Well, here it is, and I think what I'm anxious to see is when are we going to start seeing Trent Lloyd? When are we going to start seeing those weapons start come out and because they're coming, and we know that they are there. It's when are we going to start seeing them? And I think that's what the offensive coaching staff probably was doing right there, was saying, okay, how do I get the ball into my playmakers' hands?
By the way, speaking of playmakers, we see Malik Hartford out there with Alex Afari as receivers, along with Jair Brown and Trent Lloyd. They go tight in this formation out of the 26-yard line. And they motion Lloyd. He gets the ball on the end around, across the line of scrimmage, out to the 29-yard line. Did the ball come out at the end? No. They're going to keep it up front with 2 to play. So French on the stop. The linebacker on the outside, the weak side linebacker who's got his 40th tackle this year. So a 3-yard gain for Trent Lloyd. He was held to a single catch a week ago against St. X, but to be perfectly honest, that's kind of expected with the way that game went. A 12-2 win for Lakota West here to get to this regional final. Out of the gun is Bolden. He'll motion a man. Now he'll keep it off the left side, and he has a first down down the sideline to midfield. One man to beat to the 30, out to the 25, and a big first play tonight for Lakota West.
That was just a simple read option play by Mitch Bolden there, and he pulled it at the exact right time. Great executed, very well executed play by Mitch Bolden and his offense. You know, slipped right down the sideline. Big play, big gain for Lakota West.
A pickup of 48 on the dash by Money Mitch. They stop the clock momentarily to reset things, move the chains, and now the clock is, well, not yet running, but the play clock is running at 12. Maybe it's because he was out of bounds on the tackle, so that's why they stopped the clock. 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line, 5 on the play clock. They're going to have to hurry, 3 on the play clock. And the keeper again for Bolden off the right side this time, behind Caden Fletcher, and he gains a couple out inside the 20-yard line. And we're now in the Cincinnati Reds red zone. For breaking news and behind-the-scenes content, follow the Reds on social. So a pickup of 4 for Mitch.
Well, we seem to go back-to-back read plays there, so I'm not thinking that might be the adjustment that we've seen now, is they've seen, okay, hey, look, maybe we can get them on those read options plays in the backfield, so we'll have to see what they come up with now.
So the first appearance in the red zone tonight for Lakota West as we melt the clock down to 38 seconds, 6 on the play clock. Bolden gets, now he steps into the design run again as he faked the left and now came right up front behind Cifuentes and Tony Curtis, the center, and he picked up a few more yards to bring up 3rd and short. And we'll see if we get one more playoff here in this first period as West is knocking on the door, down 7-0 in a fast-moving first quarter. The way it looks, I don't think we're going to get a playoff. 5 seconds here, and they're still in the huddle, but we're going to call it a quarter. So after one period here at Mesa, it's top-seeded Moeller Crusaders up 7-0 here on Chatterbox Live. To the second quarter we go, 7-0, along with Archer's uncle, Kevin Silch. I'm Chef Kim. Thanks for joining us here on Chatterbox Live. So the opening salvo of the ball game came on a turnover and a touchdown pass with Geselbracht to Marshall. Point after is good. And we head the other way as Lakota West attacks the north end, or I beg your pardon, the south end. 7-0 right now, but again, Lakota West knocking on the door, and it's been run plays. Keepers by the quarterback that has gotten them down in this scoring position.
Well, that's why I think that read option, that misdirection in the backfield, I guess is really what I'm trying to say, has worked so far. So we're about to see right now what West comes out with.
Twin receivers on each side on 3rd and 3, down in distance. And they motion Lloyd to the right, cuts back, looking for the 15, pushing forward down to the 12. He's close to where he needed to be for the first down. So he was looking for the outside corner, did not get it, cut it back towards the hash line, and he has the first.
Well, he realized it was not there, and that's why you run that type of play into the boundary, so you kind of force him to see that and don't get it going stretching side to side. You want to pick up yards, so that's what he was trying to do there, running that in the boundary, picked up the first down.
They spot it on the right, hash mark 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. Lakota West trying to tie it up. They got twins to the near side. Hartford's the split end closest to us. Bohn looking left, now stepping up, rolls to the right, throws, complete, touchdown! To the back corner of the end zone to Trent Lloyd.
Well, there's a flag on the field. I'm going to say it's intentional grounding, and it was. So that's going to be intentional grounding on Lakota West. They're going to bring it back. He was beyond the line of scrimmage.
So that would,
I guess illegal forward pass is the correct terminology there.
So we're waiting for the head official on this one.
So they marked it back.
Flesh. So wave off the touchdown. It's an illegal forward pass.
And that's a loss of down, too.
And that's a shame. That was a heck of a throw by Bolden to the corner of the end zone. He was a little indecisive, thinking run, pass, and once he decided to let it go, he was past the line of scrimmage. So 2nd and 14 as they wave off the touchdown. Bolden to the throw. Deep drop with time. He steps up and he's dropped out at the 21-yard line. Dropped down there by Brandon Martin, the defensive lineman.
I mean, he came in pretty much untouched on that one, Jeff. Wow. I mean, the big guy, and he's a big guy. I mean, just absolutely trucked right into the backfield for Lakota West.
So a loss of 5 on the play, 3rd and we'll call it 20 from the 21-yard line. So Lakota West, as much as they were marching forward, they're marching backwards now. They go trips to the near side, and now we've got motion as Alex Afari out of his slot position came undone, and that's another 5. And right now, Lakota West is a case of the yips, and this is the thing that you and I were talking about. Very concerned that if they're going to be beat tonight, it's going to be by these kinds of plays.
Well, we talked about it that really the way that West is going to lose this game is that they beat themselves, and we've seen this offense do this from time to time. I will say this is probably the first time we've seen it this early in a football game, though, in the games we've seen West.
7-0 Moeller with the lead, with 10:35 left to go till halftime. And at the half, we hope to talk with Lakota West Athletic Director Scott Kaufman as we're on the cusp of basketball season starting here as well. Trips to the near side, twins to the far side. Deep drop for Bolden with time. Now looking left, dancing out of the pocket, throwing, and it is incomplete. And nearly picked up, and now we've got a flag. So it was intended for Hartford back there, and the defensive back might have been a hair early.
Yeah, definitely was a bang-bang play right there. They pretty much met, and I do think he got there a little bit early. I think that was actually probably a pretty good call there by the referee.
By the way, we're on the visiting sideline tonight, so we don't get the benefit of seeing the actual cause. So you and you at home, and Kevin and I here in the booth, along with Joe Meehan, our producer, we're looking around to see it. And the ball's going to be spotted, I believe, at the 12-yard line. So they're going to replay the down, move up the ball up to the 12, or out to the 13, I believe, is the official spot. So it's 3rd and 12 on the infraction. So what was that, half the distance?
I believe so, yeah.
Bolden with time to throw. On 3rd down, he steps up in the pocket. Now rolls to the left, looking to the end zone, throws the lob, and it is incomplete. Too tall for Trent Lloyd. He had come open, gotten away from Lamont Cox, the safety, but it was a little too tall, and we may see a field goal attempt here with 10:06 left to go in the half.
I'll tell you what, this Moeller defensive backfield just absolutely was a brick wall right there. For every black helmet that was out there for Lakota West, there was a Moeller helmet right there next to him. I mean, he saw Lloyd jumping up in the back of the end zone, but that's about all you could do there.
It'll be the left footer coming up, Tyler Bohn. He'll kick it, and good. From 30 yards out, he makes it 7-3. So it was a missed opportunity by Lakota West. It was a comedy of errors, right? Just error plays in which they were marching backwards. They got the benefit of a good penalty on the other side, and then Bohn with a 30-yard field goal to put points on the board.
Well, one thing that Coach Bolden talked about was he wanted every single drive to end with a kick. So right there, whether it's a field goal, whether it's an extra point after a touchdown, or whether it's a punt. So far, that's exactly what he wanted to have happen. Hey, we got points out of that, okay? We're on the board. So that's huge for Coach Bolden and Lakota West. Now they just really got to hone in and settle everything down on offense. Alex Afari with a very unusual, very uncharacteristic offsides penalty there. So just kind of got to get everybody back into their place and just settle down for Lakota West. If you're Moeller, I mean, you got Lakota West right where you wanted them.
9-play drive that chews up roughly 4 minutes off the clock, but 3 penalties, including 2 by Lakota West down in the red zone, keeps them out of the end zone. They get the field goal at 7-3. And the things that Moeller needed to happen coming into this ballgame are happening here in this first half. Miscues, a little bit of the yips by Lakota West, and a capitalization on a turnover and a touchdown by Moeller. And a deep one, and it's off the hands of the return man, and he takes them, Alec Weeder, into the end zone, and they're going to give him the touchback, and I don't know.
I'll tell you what, that's one thing they're going to have to pay attention to. Very, Moeller is that, sometimes, unfortunately, when that happens and you mishandle one catch, that can get in your mind. It just sticks with you. It's kind of like an outfielder in baseball. You drop one ball, next thing you know, he's dropping 4 or 5 other balls. So you're going to have to really pay attention to that and make sure that Alex's, head is right there in the game.
Out of the timeout, it's a 3-man look to the right. 3 wide receivers to the right. Geselbracht throws to the right, complete at the 25. And the receiver, Jerred Merk, takes it up to the 30. So a first down gain on first down, a pickup of 11. So for Merk, that's his 40th catch of the year. He came in with 500 receiving yards on the season. There's a good receiving group out there. Thompson with 486 yards coming in. We just mentioned Merk getting now up to 5'11", and their leading receiver is Tanell Bryant. First and 10 from the 31-yard line. 9:38 to go here in this first half. Trips in a pyramid out to the far side. They look to the far side for Bryant. It's a little screen to the 35. He angles to the right to the sideline, and he gets a few yards on that play. Josh Fussell, the first one in there. A pickup of 7.
Good play there by the Crusaders. Extend the field, get him out into space. Had good blocking on the left side there. So again, now you're in a manageable situation. I think that's been one of the things that Moeller's done all night. They've put themselves in manageable situations most of the night, and that's what has really allowed them to get some of these first downs that they've been getting.
Second catch tonight by Bryant. They'll give him forward progress to the 39. 2nd and 2. Geselbracht sends Marshall out to the right, and they go trips to the right. Twins to the left, an empty backfield for Geselbracht. Looking left, now steps up in the pocket and has the first down. Across the 41 where he needed to be, and got about perhaps another yard more where Jacob Asbeck was the first one to get him. So the quarterback keeping it, that's unusual for Moeller because Geselbracht is not a running threat.
Coach Elder and I talked about that earlier this week, that, hey, he's like, that's just one area of our offense that's not been there, but sure enough, what we see here tonight, he took it and got a very good first down on about 4 yards.
They go again, triplets to the right. In fact, again, another pyramid look, and that's been a little different for them. They motion Bryant back into the formation, fake the give, and give to the running back, and into the line, and no gain.
Yeah, that was big Elijah Davis right there, Jeff, on that stop. I mean, he has been a menace all year long for opponents up the middle for Lakota West. 6 foot, 260, just a sophomore up front. So one thing Lakota West has, that it has some youth on that defensive side of the football. So, again, big game for these kids here tonight.
Now has 45 tackles on the season. And they go back, trips to the right. Again, a little bit more traditional on the look to the right this time. On second down, the throw to the right, and it is incomplete. Intended out there for Ryan Meckley. He's a backup wide receiver. He was the middleman in that 3-man formation, and the ball just got away from him right at the hash mark.
Yeah, Malik was probably maybe a half a step away from possibly having a pick right there, an interception for Lakota West.
7:42 left to go here in this quick-moving first half. 7-3, the top-seeded Moeller Crusaders over the 3-seed, the Lakota West Firebirds.
So there was actually a penalty on that play. I'm going to say I think that was a legal man downfield, but Coach Bolden declined it there. So to force them into that 3rd and long situation.
Right. Instead of the 2nd and 14, you give them 3rd and 9, where it's a little harder.
Yeah.
again, they go trips to the right. The middleman in the package is Trent Lloyd inside of Jerred Merk. Deep drop. Geselbracht wants the home run, and it is caught out at the 20-yard line. Mercy, what a catch! Colin Berry came up with a dandy inside the 20. Mercy.
Well, great job and great awareness by Colin Berry. He split the defenders and just kept running. The defenders honestly kind of stopped their feet, were looking for the football. He blew right by him and is wide open. Great pass by Noah Geselbracht there to get it downfield. And Moeller's in another position to score here.
Back in the Cincinnati red zone on a 42-yard pass play. A diving headlong catch. I mean, that should have been on SportsCenter. That's how good that was. 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line. Geselbracht in the pistol this time as he hands to Marshall off the right side, jumping forward on a jump cut inside the 10 and down inside the 10-yard line. So a good pickup for Jordan Marshall on 1st down as we melt the clock under 7 minutes to go. And they move quickly to the line and back into the pistol. And they give to Marshall again, cuts inside out at the 5-yard line, and he has a 1st down. 1st and goal coming up.
Moeller's being very methodical with their play calling right now. Big play, get the 1st down. Big play second, they're being just very methodical with the way they're calling this play. Coach Tippington's calling a great game right now. Just not trying to do too much, but doing exactly what Moeller's used to doing.
1st and goal from the 5-yard line. So after Lakota West had answered with a field goal, here comes Moeller knocking on the door. Trent Lloyd is split end to the left. In a slot inside of him is Jerred Merk. On 1st down, it's a shotgun look for Geselbracht. Marshall to the right of them, and now we've got an official stop.
I think we needed to time Coach Elder's 40 time because he ran from the 40-yard line, spin it all the way down to the referee on the 5. I mean, that guy's got some moves, I'll tell you what.
If your AC or furnace is struggling, turn to the experts at Bartell's Heating and Cooling. Their certified technicians get the job done right the first time. And if you need a new unit, Bartell's will give you upfront pricing with no hidden fees. Plus, ask about Bartell's 0% interest financing for 60 months. Learn more at bartellsheatingandcooling.com. Bartell's Heating and Cooling for a comfortable way of life. Mercy, as we have picked up the pace here in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, it's an exciting one right now. It's an exciting one. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what coach. Obviously, they saw something that Lakota West threw at them that they just flat out did not like. And also for Lakota West, they've kind of got to get some things settled down as well.
By the way, as we take a look at things, obviously one of 4 games coming on right now in action across Division 1. Lakewood, St. Edward, and Medina in Region 1. Marysville and Springfield in Region 2. Upper Arlington and Pick Central in Region 3. The winner of this game tonight here in Region 4 takes on the winner of Marysville and Springfield. Out of the timeout, 1st and 5. 1st and goal from the 5. And Geselbracht rolls right, throws right, complete touchdown! 13-3 on a little crossing route in the back of the end zone. And it goes to Jerred Merk.
Down the seam, right in there. Crusaders on top now. I mean, what a pass, what a catch. Wow, what a game so far.
That's touchdown number 31 for Noah Geselbracht. As we await Will Steele. The kick is up and away, and she is through 14-3 with 6:11 left to go here in this first period. Mercy.
Wow. I mean, I'll tell you what, this was not what I was expecting. I don't think a lot of people in this stadium were expecting this here tonight. Wow, you're truly seeing 2 of the top teams in the state go at it head-to-head right now. And, I mean, it's just showing it. Moeller right now, they've done everything right so far. And I think what they've done is Lakota West has gotten themselves into some uncomfortable positions. They kind of made themselves a little uncomfortable really from the start. So, Lakota West is just in that kind of funk right now. Now, one thing I'll say, if there's one guy that I would trust to make halftime adjustments and get his team back on the right track, it's Coach Bolden. We saw that against Milford a couple weeks ago where they were floundering a little bit, in the first half. That second half, though, I'll tell you what, 35 points in the third quarter of that game, I believe. So if there's one team that knows how to come out and readjust and make the right adjustments, it is Lakota West. So this thing is far, far from over.
Well, again, we had mentioned a little bit of the yips coming into this ballgame for Lakota West. On the other side of that, too, as well, one can't help but think that there was a little hangover effect after such a huge win over St. Xavier a week ago.
Yeah, we kind of discussed that a little bit early on in the week that, mentally, where was this team going to be coming off that big win? And right now, Moeller's just, been able to capitalize off of Lakota West's mistakes and what they've done. So this is a big drive for Lakota West. In my opinion, you got to get points out of this drive. One way or another, this drive has to end with points for West.
A week ago, it was the 3 seed over the 2 seed in Region 4. Lakota West over St. X 12-2. So the defense didn't give up any points. They gave up 14 so far for the first nearly 18 minutes of this contest. It's Lloyd from the 2 on the kickoff to the 5, 10, 15, angles left 20, up the seam to the 30-yard line. So hard running for the young junior Trent Lloyd, and a good return and a good spot, again, for Lakota West as they'll come up 1st and 10, down by 11.
See what Lakota West comes out. And one thing we noticed early on, you pointed it out, is they're going to that kind of tight bunch formation. They put it inside, they put it outside. We'll start seeing a little bit more of that. I think what they were having a lot of success with, though, was with that misdirection in the backfield. The option plays that they were running with Mitch Bolden back there. So want to see what Coach Beauchamp comes back out with in this drive.
Twins on each side for Bolden, down by 11. He gets the ball. Now it's a design run. Up to the 35, out to the 40, and he's got a first down. Out across the 40 to the 41-yard line. That's where he needed to line the game and move the chains, 1st and 10. We didn't mention the Lakota West score from a week ago. We didn't get a chance to mention the Crusaders. The top-seeded Crusaders beat the 4-seed Princeton a week ago, 28-21, and that was after Princeton had taken a quick 14-0 lead in the first quarter. And after that, it was the Geselbracht show.
Yeah, and I think one thing contributed is Coach Elder's way to kind of keep his team even-keeled.
The give to Goode, up the gut, across the 45, dives forward for another first down. I mean, he simply ran over Ivan Anderson to get that first down. Move the chains.
Well, that's what Cameron Goode's done all year long. He's one of those players that once he hits the hole and hits the line of scrimmage, man, I'll tell you what, he lowers those shoulders. He runs with such poise and runs with that head over his shoulders. I mean, yeah, right there, he just trucks over people.
Pickup of 11. 1st and 10 as they're in Moeller territory out of the 48-yard line. On the near hash mark, Bolden gets. Deep drop with time. He throws out to the right, intended for Trent Lloyd, incomplete. He had a mismatch out on the far side, dashing to the sideline as he was well in front of Joe Ginnetti, the middle linebacker.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Trent Lloyd had leverage there, and I'll tell you, he catches that ball. I mean, that's a big pickup there. So, again, they're just not in that rhythm and in that sync right now. We've seen Mitch and Trent do that all year long, so they got to figure that out if they want to get back into this football game.
Lloyd's the leading receiver on this team with 46 receptions coming into the contest, and a team leading 574 receiving yards and a team best 8 receiving touchdowns. 2nd and 10. They motion Lloyd to the left, and now it's the keep off the left side for Bolden. He has a first down again, and boy, now they're running with some heart as he ran over 13, who's not on our roster, believe it or not.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's one thing they're getting right now is, okay, here's the rhythm. This is what's working for us right now. Mitch Bolden, misdirection in the backfield, and then Cam Goode up the gut. So right now, that's working right now for Lakota West. So you're going to stick with that until it doesn't, and you'll probably start seeing that play open up the play-action game a little bit more. So, this is what Lakota West needed to do if they want to get back into this football game, was getting this offensive rhythm.
Minute comes out in a slot to the right inside of Malik Hartford. 1st and 10 from the 37. Play action. Bolden, the deep throw for Afari. He's got a touchdown. A quick strike to Afari on the 8th round from 37 yards out, 14-9.
Well, Alex Afari made up for his first drop there on the first play from scrimmage. Big touchdown there. We've seen him do that all year long, and that's what Lakota West needed. Exactly what the doctor ordered for the Firebirds.
see Bohn come back out, this time to kick the point after. The snap is blocked. The kick is blocked. It was low into the line, and it's 14-9. So no good on the point after, but a 37-yard touchdown. The connection from Bolden to Afari for Mitch, that is his 21st touchdown pass of the year. Drive goes, a minute 34 off the clock, 5-play drive capped off by the touchdown pass over to Afari. And Alex has picked up his 3rd receiving touchdown of the year. He's done a little bit of it all this year. On special teams, I'll talk into this a little bit. A few weeks ago, I believe it was the game against Lakota East, Malik Hartford had blocked a punt, and it was recovered on the scoop and roll into the end zone by Afari. So he scored on special teams that way. He scored on an 80-yard kickoff return against Hamilton. You and I saw that. And he's now scored his 3rd touchdown receiving this year.
Alex Afari is just one of those athletes who's been all over the field. And when you got an athlete like that, I mean, yeah, you're going to play him wherever you can as much as you can.
4:29, and partner, I gotta say that it's hard to tell momentum in this game.
Really hard to tell. It's really, really strange game right now. Nobody can kind of get their footing. I would say Moeller might have it a little bit, but right now, Lakota West has drove it down, so we'll see.
This one takes Weeder back into the end zone, 2 yards deep, touchback. So a 5-point margin, which is a margin that we normally don't see in football, but hey, last week we saw a 12-2 score. Anything goes.
Anything goes, and it's one of those things. Will that 1 point come back to be a big factor later on in this game? Who knows? One thing Coach Elder said, with all the close games they had, every single play matters on both sides of the ball. So see what Moeller can do right now.
They go in a pyramid to the right, 3 wide receivers. It looks like Merk, Thompson, and Bryant. It's a pistol look. And Weeder gets off the left side, has some room, 5-10 yards, out across the 30 to the 31-yard line. So a good start on this drive for the Moeller Crusaders.
Well, Weeder's only 5'6", 165, but I'll tell you what, he just drug that pile another 3-4 yards, so he has some power when he's able to get low. So when you're able to have that in the backfield, very similar to what we see with Cam Goode, tell you what, that's a force to be reckoned with.
By the way, it's quite a sight, and I wish we had video for it, as Geselbracht is 6'6", and Weeder is 5'6". 1st and 10 from the 33. We'll call it a pickup of 13 on the play. Again, Weeder's in the backfield. They motion Bryant back into the line. They give Weeder off the right side. Gets by Henderson across the 40, out to the 43-yard line. So another big pickup and close to another 1st down. And they will move the chains.
He hits that line. He's just got that burst, that change of speed when he gets the ball. From when he gets the ball to where he gets to the offensive line of scrimmage is just, the next level. And he's able to turn on those jets just like he did right there and just really plow forward. I'm pretty impressed right now with this kid.
Clock rolling at 3:35 and counting. Again, they go trips to the right, and that has been something that we've seen throughout this whole ball game now. We've seen an established pattern. Geselbracht to throw. He throws over the middle, complete to Bryant, out to the 45 as he rolls up to the 40-yard line, and another 1st down.
These receivers from Moeller, this has got to be one of the best jobs I've seen them kind of pick apart this defensive backfield for Lakota West. They just seem to be able to find those little areas. They got guys around them, but they are able to just find those little seams within this Lakota West defense, which really nobody's been able to do all year long. So we'll have to see how that pans out.
Pickup of 22 for Tennell Bryant, and he is in a slot to the right, and again, they go in a pyramid to the right. Pistol look for Geselbracht. With 10 on the play clock, and the hand goes to Marshall off left tackle, running out there behind John Curtin and Thomas Beal for a couple of yards. And Jacob Asbeck, one of our favorites, gets a tackle on the play.
Oh, Jacob, he's one of those players. He's going to be all over the field a little bit. You'll see him kind of down the line of scrimmage. You'll see him back in a linebacker position. Very, very multi-dimensional defensive football player for Lakota West.
Again, trips to the right, this time out of the pyramid, and they go more in a straight line. They motion Merk back in the line, or is that Thompson? I believe that's Kurt Thompson. He lines up as a tight end, and now the gift of Marshall off the tackle into space down the line, and yard. It's a pickup of 27.
Well, what I've noticed is they've been going to the trips to this side. I don't think I've seen them run to the trip side yet. So they're trying to get as many defenders to one side, hoping that the back side won't be defended well. And sure enough, they just exposed that right there. So Lakota West for defense, they're going to have to try and figure out a way to get more balance now, especially up front and in the second level.
We're back in the Cincinnati Reds red zone for real-time news and exclusive content. Follow the Reds on social. First and goal, officially from the 9-yard line. They motion Bryant again. The little toss over for Bryant. Comes out to the corner. He is tripped up. Oh, an amazing stop there by Afari. Otherwise, that was 6 out to the corner.
Yeah, I mean, just came right down from his free safety position, was able to make the stop. I mean, great awareness by him, and he's done that all year long on both sides of the football and on special teams, as we just talked about.
It was a little inside pitch that went to Bryant. He picks up 2 on the play, actually 1 on the play, second and goal from the 8. And if Lakota West needs to make a stop, it's got to be right here. 1:30 left to go here in this first half. 14-9 in favor of the top-seeded Crusaders. Weeders in the backfield with Geselbracht. Back to pass is Geselbracht. He steps up. He rolls to the right. He is dropped out of the 10-yard line.
Just as Malik right there snuck in.
King Leak strikes. As he drops the quarterback, Geselbracht for a loss. Back to the 11-yard line.
Now, I'll tell you what, that's what Lakota West needed that bad. They needed that stop right there to force Moeller into this tough 3rd and 11 situation right now.
Under a minute to play. The big part of this right now is if Moeller scores going into the half, they get the ball to start the second half. This could be a swing score right now. 12 on the play clock. They have yet to break the huddle. They may have to call for a timeout. They will call for a timeout. 5 on the play clock as they move towards the sideline. No official call now. Mark Elder calls for the TO with 32.7 left to go here in this first half. Eli's Sports Bar and Grill proudly sponsors high school football with 3 locations in Mason, Liberty Township, and in Ross. Our 10-foot screens guarantee a great view from every seat in the house. Eli's Sports Bar and Grill, the best place in Cincinnati for sports, food, and fun. Along with Kevin Zilch, I'm Chef Kim. Thanks for joining us on Chatterbox Live, Week 14, the regional finals, the Region 4 final, and it has not disappointed so far.
No, not at all. And I think, if anything, we're a little bit surprised, just kind of with the way Lakota West has been not able to get in that rhythm. It's not really kind of that same Lakota West we were expecting to come out here. Hats off to Moeller. They've been methodical. They haven't done anything too outrageous. They've kind of, really to what Coach Elder talked about, they've taken what Lakota West has given them all night long. And that's why they're in this situation. I will say, we talked about momentum. This is a big situation right here. Moeller scores, that momentum pendulum swings right to their sideline. West can hold them, and go into the halftime where they're at right now. That's going to be a big stop for Lakota.
Out of the timeout, it's 3rd and goal from the 11. Geselbracht has Marshall to his right. They motion Merk back to the left, or is that Thompson? And now they go trips to the far side. Geselbracht to throw. Under duress. He throws picked off out of the 2-yard line. And a big, huge stop for Lakota West.
Well, that's big. We just talked about momentum. And I'll tell you what, that pendulum now is swung to Lakota West sideline.
And by the way, the young man who got it, Mike Brankamp, the outside linebacker. He returns it to the 7-yard line, and what a change of possession.
I tell you what, that's what they needed. And you see the kids now getting the fans excited. This is what Lakota West needed. This is what the Firebirds really they needed that momentum to shift. They needed a few things to go right there, and that's what happened for them. So now you got to take advantage of it. The tough part about it is that there's 26.6 seconds left. You're on the 7-yard line. So what do you do here?
Well, the situation on timeouts, by the way, Lakota West has 2, and Moeller has 1. So whatever you're doing, if you're running out the clock, you're going to be able to do it. I don't know. I would go conservative here.
I think that's what I would do too, personally.
The give into the line, it's good. Angles back to the right into space, and he cuts back to the middle of the field, across the 15 and down towards the 17, maybe the 18-yard line, and maybe a pickup of 10, and move the chains.
And I'm trying to see if Coach Bolden's going to take a timeout, and he will.
Well, the clock is now moving. Now they've stopped it at 14.8. So we did see the clock move momentarily. I don't know if they'll call to reset the clock. We did see it stop at 16.9.
Yeah, I think that's what he's announcing right now is to get it back to that time. But I was curious to see because right now what I'm thinking is like, okay, you had a good run there, right? In my mind as an offensive coach, I'm going, okay, I got 16 seconds it'll be 16 seconds on the clock. Do I take a shot here? No. Do I take that deep threat, which we've seen it's been open for him. That Afari dropped the ball in the first play from scrimmage, but the deep threat has been there. So yeah, and the best part about that is that for Lakota West, they know how to run those plays. They've done it all year long. So that's what I'm thinking right now if I'm Coach Bolden.
Well, do you need another 1 or 2 plays? Given the timeout situation, timeouts are even at 1.
Right.
So we can talk through that situation. Maybe you get a little closer and then take a deep shot.
Well, what I'm probably designing a play is, hey, look, I need to have an intermediate passing game. I want to get this ball out to the 50-yard line. Get me to the 50, we'll call a quick timeout, and we'll go from there. That's my goal, is get the ball as close to the 50-yard line right now as we can. What that looks like, I don't know, but we're about to find out here.
So out of the timeout, they'll spot the ball at the 18-yard line, 1st and 10, right in the middle of the field. Ben Minnick will line up as a split end to the left, outside of Alex Afari in the slot, and that is a dangerous weapon right there, Afari in the slot position. 1st and 10 from the 18. Goode's in the backfield with Bolden.
Moeller's going to play center field with their safeties and defensive backs here.
Bolden to throw, looking right, now steps up, rolls right, throws to the right, and it is hard to see, incomplete, out of the 35-yard line. Intended for Brown.
And now that decision for Coach Bolden just got even more, I don't know what the word even to describe it is, more confusing maybe because, yeah, you're going, God, I got 7 seconds left, I got a timeout in my pocket.
Well, do you have a hook and ladder in your pocket?
Well, that's the thing, and what I'm going back with is I'm like, they've scored these type of touchdowns all year long. I mean, we've seen them do it, so we know it's there. Yeah, it's hard to say right now.
Jerred Brown is a split end to the left, all by himself. You get one-on-one there, you might have to go to him. Now it's just the dive play, and it's the Goode. Has some room across the 25, out to the 30, and now he officially has over 1,000 yards this year as the clock has expired.
I think right now Lakota West is saying that they called a timeout. I know Coach Bolden was looking there.
Well, we've got some confusion out on the field. We have 3 zeros up on the clock, yet both teams are still on the field. It looks like they're moving the offense backwards.
So I think what I just saw, and I might be totally wrong on this, but there was a penalty flag. That's what I thought. So there was a penalty on that last play for a chop block. Moeller declined it, and now it's the end of the quarter.
Wow, what a incredible 24 minutes here in this one. 14-9 is your score on this one. 1 leading 3. We'll come back with our halftime when we return here. It's week 14 here on Chatterbox Live. We're at the half. 14-9 in favor of the top-seeded Crusaders over the 3-seed Lakota West. Along with Kevin Zilch, I'm Jeff Kim. Thanks for joining us here on Chatterbox Live. Joe Meehan, who's not pictured, is our producer tonight. But in talking about this, actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and talk about what else is going around the area right now.
Yeah, take a look at just some other scores right now. Bellbrook and Baden, that's another game on our Chatterbox Sports Network. 3-0 Bellbrook right now. That game has just got started the third quarter. The team we saw last week, Piqua, is down to Winton Woods 24-10 right now.
Wow.
So, yeah, that'll be something we have to keep on. The winner of this game goes on to play Marysville and Springfield.
Well, and I believe, hold on for just a second. I believe Pick was, Pick was the top seed.
Yeah.
I believe Winton Woods was a 7th seed going in.
Yeah, they were definitely lower, so that could be a big upset. Winton Woods really kind of seemed to really get on a tear there really late in the season, so they're hitting their stride at the absolute right time. But the winner of this game plays Springfield-Marysville. Springfield 7, Marysville nothing. We were talking about Springfield's defense might be just as good, if not better, than this Lakota West one.
That is blasphemy here in this part of Cincinnati.
But again, hey, got to keep it real, right? And then St. Edward Medina. St. Edward up 21-6. And that was a team that Moeller went up to Cleveland and knocked off.
And that is in Region 1.
Yes. Clinton Massey is down 14-0. And then the other Division 1 region, Upper Arlington against Pickerington Central. Upper Arlington's up 14-7 right now.
So close games all across the board in Division 1. I think the outlier is in Region 2. I beg your pardon. Division 1. The outliers in Division 2 with Piqua behind right now, big to Winton Woods.
Right.
As far as this game is concerned, 14-9 is your score. Scoring started off with that Jordan Marshall touchdown reception from Noah Geselbracht. Point after was good, 7-0, with just a couple minutes into the ball game. And then it was a Tyler Bohn 30-yard field goal to make it 7-3. That was 10 minutes and 6 seconds left to go in the second. 14-3 was the score at 6:05 left to go in the first half. On the connection from Geselbracht to Merk from 5 yards out. Then Afari got a 37-yard touchdown reception from Mitch Bolden. Point after was blocked, and the score right now is 14-9.
I mean, it's one of those games where, we were talking about momentum. That plays a big part in these games. And where was that pendulum swinging? And right now, before going into the half there, we kind of said, hey, look, that drive for Moeller was going to be that defining drive. And sure enough, West grabbed that momentum and said, nope, we're going to put it right here on our sideline going into halftime. So, again, both teams, I think this is kind of Moeller's game, though. I think Moeller is used to these type of games. We've seen that they've been in close battles and overtime wins. So I think Moeller's very comfortable right now at actually where they're at. Lakota West, and we were talking about this, if there's one guy that can go in there and really turn a team around at halftime, it's Coach Bolden. So very anxious to see what adjustments they have made coming out here now. And yeah, this is going to be a very interesting second half, Jeff, nonetheless.
Individual leaders, as far as this ball game is concerned, for Moeller first, Jordan Marshall with 65 yards. He had the big 40-plus yarder around the left end back in the first half. Noah Geselbracht is 9 of 13 passing for 105 yards. He's got 2 touchdowns and an interception, and that interception ended up being huge. We'll talk about that in a moment. Tanel Bryant, along with Jerred Merk, each with 3 receptions to lead the way. Merk does have a touchdown reception to his credit. On the other side for Lakota West, the leading rusher in the ball game is Mitch Bolden, 80 yards on 7 carries. Actually, it's 74 yards, beg your pardon. 74 yards on 7 carries. Mitch Bolden, 4 of 8 passing for 58 yards. He's got a touchdown. And the leading receiver in the ballgame, well, you got both Alex Afari and Trent Lloyd with 2 apiece. Though Afari has a long 37-yarder for the touchdown.
Well, we talked about that interception, going into the halftime and how huge that was. And it was. And like I said, it really was that momentum stopper for Moeller. And that was that momentum gainer for Lakota West. So, put that right onto their sideline. So, again, that's just massive what happened there at the end of the half. Fairly even stats, fairly even really across the board. So, right now it's really anybody's ball game.
Well, and these are some of the peripherals that we wanted to talk about. Total yards on offense. Lakota West has 24 plays for 160 yards. Moeller 27 plays for 201. So the advantage to the Crusaders there. They also have the advantage slightly on third downs. 1 for 4, 1 for 5 by Lakota West tonight. Red zone opportunities, 1 for West, 2 of 3 for Moeller. Of course, the pick by Michael Brankamp out at the 2-yard line. That turned away Moeller. Otherwise, this would be a 2-score ball game with Moeller and the ball to start the third.
Yeah, it would be a totally different ball game right now had that gone a little bit of a different way. So we'll have to see right now. This is anybody's ball game. It truly is. This is going to be an absolutely fantastic finish, and why not? In Cincinnati, Region 4 final to go to state. So here it is, Jeff. Final 24 minutes to decide it.
Final 24 minutes in somebody's season. Winner goes on to the state semifinals. It will be Moeller if they win for the first time since, I believe, 2013. And if it's Lakota West, this will be the first time ever.
Yeah, I think for both programs, there's a lot on the line right now. And again, for Moeller, I think this is where they want to be. For West, to see what at halftime adjustments, we saw them do that in week 2 against Milford. They struggled early on and then came back and really dominated that second half. I'm sorry, week 2 of the playoffs, I should say.
Bohn to kick from his own 40. It's Weeder and Brandon White back at the 10-yard line. I think they're stationed out there right now thinking that it's going to be a deep kick and it's going to be in the end zone. And now they back up. And it is a deep kick, end over end. Return man out to the 1. 10, 15, 20, angles left 30, up the seam to the 40-yard line, and nearly got away. Mercy, what a return.
Tell you what, that's number 3, Brandon White right there. Another 5'9", 165-pound junior that just has that burst of speed, man. Tell you what, when he hits that hole, he just is able to go shift into second gear real quick and just turn it on. Great starting field position for Moeller coming out of half.
White had a monster game against Dakota East back in week 1. He had 4 receptions that game, 165 yards and 2 touchdowns. Trips to the near side on the first offensive play, and Geselbracht drops it. He rolls away, and now he'll take a headlong dive across the 35-yard line and turn a deep loss into just a short one.
Yeah, maybe getting a little too excited after the big kick return there. So definitely just got to settle things down. Everybody gets the yips a little bit there. So just got to settle everybody down and get back into the rhythm now on offense.
Call it a loss on the play of 4. 2nd and 14 from the 37-yard line. And the run play, nowhere to go! Brian Henderson was the first one in on the ball carrier, and he was wrapped up after that by Tyler Esparno.
So from the get-go, that play right there was never handled correctly by Geselbracht in the backfield. He held on to it too long on the mesh, and then boom, right there. By the time that they were to get the mesh and hand off complete, the defenders were already in the backfield. So huge sticking point right there for the Lakota West defense.
Beg your pardon, that might have been Azbek on the stop. So 3rd and 15 on the loss. So 2 consecutive loss plays for Moeller to start things off in half number 2, and Lakota West sensing blood. The give goes to Marshall into space across the 40, out towards the 44-yard line. Ball came out at the end. And it'll stay in possession of Moeller as the ball carrier took it out to the 48-yard line. So a pickup of just about 13 on the play, but not enough to move the chains. 3 and out. They're gonna move the ball back to the 45. So a pickup of 10 on the play, beg your pardon. Here's the punt. And the return man from the 15. And Trent Lloyd has nowhere to go as Moeller did a great job filling the lanes. He tried to angle to the right, picked up 2 on the return, and that's all she wrote with 9:41 left to go here in this third.
I'll tell you what, we saw the adjustment right there. This defense came out to play in this second half, absolutely just shutting down Moeller after the very good kick return. Moeller had a great opportunity there with great field position, and Lakota West said, nope, we're going to stop you right there and put up that brick wall like we've seen them do all year long. So now it's the Firebirds' offense chance. See what adjustments they made to come out here.
38-yard punt, basically a 2-yard return, and with 9:41 left to go here in this third, Lakota West trying to break serve with twins to the near side and a single wide receiver to the right. They motion Lloyd, and he gets it around the right end, looking to turn the corner, has the corner momentarily out towards the 20-yard line. So a modest gain on first down for Trent Lloyd.
Anytime you get those runs into the boundary and where you want to stick them, you got to flow. And that's what Moeller did a great job right there. They stretched the field out, forced him into the boundary and not vertical.
They spot the ball officially at the 20 on the far hash mark. 2nd and 7 with 9:13 left to go here in this third. It's Ben Minnick as a split end to the near side, twins to the near side, and again they go to the single to the right, and they show blitz off the corner. And again they motion Lloyd, but it's the quarterback keeping, nowhere to go! Dropped for a loss on the play.
Tell you what, that Moeller defense, they put up the brick wall that time. My goodness gracious, there was nowhere to go on that play for West.
Ethan Coe, the first one in there, 3rd and long. At the 18-yard line, we'll call it 3rd and 9. 14-9, Moeller with the lead. Trying to get the ball back without any more damage here. And again, they'll line up Lloyd in the slot to the left. Inside of Minnick. On 3rd and 9, we'll see if Bolden passes. He gets the ball. Short drop. Now steps up. Throws over the middle. Complete over for Trent Lloyd out of the 34-yard line. A big catch. Pick up a 16 for Trent.
Well, we were wondering when it was going to happen. When we were going to see the Mitch Bolden to Trent Lloyd connection, and there it is. I think the New York Diner is might be opening up here a little bit.
The New York City Diner is open all night long. Officially at the 33-yard line, a pickup of 15. 8 minutes to play here in this third. 14-9, Moeller with the lead. They'll put Minnick in a slot to the left. Again, they go 3 wide in this package, and again, they show blitz. Rashad Glenn looking in front of the linebacker spot, and he rolls on in, and it's a loss on the play as they put it in the hands of the running back. Trent Lloyd coming around, so not the running back, but the slot back in this case, and it's a loss of 3 on the play.
Well, Joseph Ginnetti just absolutely snuck right in on the backside on the design blitz, and I'll tell you what, this defense has really shut down this running game. So now, if you're Coach Beauchamp and the offensive coordinator for West, okay, how am I going to adjust to that now? Maybe it's Trent Lloyd opening it up there downfield.
So Lloyd in this drive has touched the ball 3 times. This is the 5th play of the drive, 2nd and 12. Shotgun look for Bolden. They now motion Minnick. Bolden the pass. He throws out into space, and it's complete to the 35. Receiver out to the 40, across the 40 to the 42. That's Lloyd for his 2nd catch of the drive.
Great play call there. Moeller blitzed. They blitzed Rashad Glenn, the Sam linebacker, in. Trent Lloyd replaced him on the outside. Great awareness by Mitch Bolden. Great catch by Trent Lloyd. Another big first down for the Firebirds.
And they move the chains. 1st and 10 out to the 43-yard line. And the Firebirds had something going with 6:42 left to go here in this third. They go twins to the far side this time and a single to the near side. Shotgun look for Bolden. He gets Lloyd in the backfield with him, and he throws. It's complete out at the 50-yard line to Alex Afari. A little diving, skinny post pass that he caught on the dive, and it's 2nd and short, a pickup of 7.
Well, it's classic. Lakota West took advantage of what Moeller gave him. Moeller kind of played off coverage a little bit. They hit Alex Afari on the quick slant route, very quick. That's what you do. Just kind of methodically move your way down the field and use your passing game as the extension of your running game.
And we're seeing Lloyd in the backfield with Bolden now. So Bolden will reposition Lloyd to his right. 2nd and 3. Bolden looking right, now throwing, and it is incomplete. Intended for good, and a flag at the end of the play out of the 50-yard line. So they had set the screen perfectly, but couldn't get it complete. We'll have to see what the flag is.
Going to be a legal man downfield. And I think what they were looking at there was 2 things. The offensive tackle who was right next to Cam Goode, I believe the ball might have actually hit him. When that happens, that's immediate illegal man downfield. That's why on a pass play, you really got to get up and throw the ball up and release it high so the ball comes down so you don't run into that situation.
Alex Afari to the left, Malik Hartford to the right. Twins to the far side. And they line up Cam Goode as a sidecar to the right, and a shotgun look for Bolden on 2nd and 8. Deep drop with time. He throws deep middle, complete to Afari to 30. He sidesteps a man, he falls down inside the 30, but move the chains first and 10 coming up on a pickup of 25 by Afari.
Oh, that's Afari's favorite route. It's that just a simple, really post route. All it is, and we see him run that all the time to Afari, especially in the middle of the field and right there. Great timing, great pass throw by Mitch Bolden. It weren't for the turf monster there, I'll tell you what, Alex Afari might have had 6.
That would have been his second of the night. First and 10 officially at the 29-yard line. They go twins to the far side. Moeller repositioning on defense. That 4-3 look. The inside give. It's to Lloyd. He had space out on the right side behind Lathan McComas for just a second. A pickup of 2 as Moeller did a great job in catching up to him. Jackson Garrett, the first man to him.
Really starting to see this Lakota West offense kind of getting that rhythm. They're starting to get more comfortable. I think the running game is the next aspect that they need to they want to start getting going here. But right now, this Moeller defense really got to kind of hone in. They're in position. Right now, Lakota West has been in better position, so they got to figure out how to plug those holes on defense.
Hartford to the left. The split end among 3. We see Minnick out there in a slot to the left as well. Afari out to the far side. 2nd and 7. Deep drop for Bolden with time. Now he runs out of time. Rolls to the left. Across the 25. He has a first down across the 20. Inside the 20. Out towards the 15-yard line. A big pickup for Money Mitch.
Oh, there it is. There's the dual threat that you're going to see. Coach Elder even was concerned about that early on in the week. That Mitch Bolden can do it all. He can run, he can throw. He hasn't been in very many situations as of late where he's needed to use his legs. But I'll tell you what, it's always been there. We've seen it in the games we saw. But right there, you saw the dynamic nature that Mitch Bolden brings to the table.
We're back in the Cincinnati Reds Red Zone for real-time news and exclusive content. Follow the Reds on social. You can find them at Reds on Twitter. Twins to the far side, a single to the near side. Bolden on 1st and 10. He fakes the handoff. He'll keep off the left side to the 10. Spun around inside the 10. A nice pickup for Bolden again, a pickup of 7.
Mitch Bolden really has put this team on his back this drive. Whether it's through his arm, through the air, or whether it's on the ground.
He had faked the handoff to Lloyd coming on the end around and used Lloyd as a little fullback, the smallest fullback you and I might have seen.
More than likely.
But a little fullback, and ran behind him for a few yards. 2nd and 3. They spot the ball at the 8-yard line officially. Minnick is a flanker to the right. Goode's in the backfield with Bolden. And the keeper again off the left side for Bolden, close to a first down, out towards the 5-yard line.
So we're kind of seeing what they probably noticed in the first half. They had success with Mitch Bolden running him in the backfield, whether it be with misdirection or what have you. They're having success with that now. This is a huge 3rd down play for him here.
He's short by about a half a yard or a little more than that. So 3rd, and we'll call it a short 1 from the 6-yard line with 3:13 left to go. And you can feel the momentum swinging here on the near sideline where we're at. We're on the visitors' press box. It's Lloyd in a slot to the right. We'll see if they motion him again on 3rd down. And the give to Goode. Off the right side, inside the 5 to the goal line. And Lakota West has the lead. Cam Goode from 6 yards out completes the drive, 15-14.
Cam Goode's just doing what he's done all year long. He gets that ball, he's able to find that hole, and man, when he finds it, he lowers that shoulder and just piles himself in there, man. Great run by Cam Goode.
That is a statement drive.
Yes.
As we await the point after attempt. Or they go for 2. They will go for two. So Goode's in the backfield with Bolden. Up by a point. Twins on each side. Bolden, short drop, will pass. Complete for the 2-pointer to Trent Lloyd. He was all alone on the little simple out route, out towards the corner of the end zone, and it's 17-14 on the 2-point play.
And just like that, you're right, that drive by Lakota West was an absolutely huge statement drive by the Firebirds. And really, I got to put it on, Mitch Bolden really said, hey guys, jump on my back. We're going to take this into the end zone. He did it through the air. He did it running the ball all over that drive. So, again, exactly what Lakota West needed. Takes the lead now. Now they're in comfort zone. You know what I mean? Again, for Moeller, though, I think their defense kind of got a little exposed right there. They're going to have to figure out to do something, especially up front, to shut down that running game of West.
That drive took off 6 minutes and 47 seconds. It was a 12-play drive that shoot up 83 yards. Goode capped it off with a 6-yard touchdown run. The two-pointer to Lloyd from Bolden is good, and our brand new score here in Mason is 17-14 with 2:54 left to play here in the third. Mercy.
Wow. Tell you what, this is going to be fun. This is going to be a fun one down the stretch.
Tyler Bohn to kick from his own 40. And it's a short kick taken by one of the upmen at the 24. Angles and nowhere to go on at the 25-yard line. Trying to see who the return man was. I want to say that was Thompson, or was that 14 Summerlin? In any case, it's a return of 1, and it's 1st and 10 from the 25.
We've seen West do that little chip, kind of looks like my golf game a little bit. Just kind of chipping it down to the end zone. And I think what it is, it's really to get them to rally to the football and get big stops like that.
Last time Moeller had the ball, it was 3 and out. Geselbracht hands to the running back Marshall off the left side. He is flipped out at the 30-yard line. He went head over feet and dropped on his backside. I hope he's all right. We have a down player as well back at the 26. Mercy.
Wow.
So he got hit hard. And I think everybody's on their feet, thankfully enough.
And I think we have a penalty, and we do. So there's going to be a penalty holding on Lakota West.
A defensive hold is nothing that you would expect to see in this situation, but they're going to come up front,
especially on a running play to the left side.
Right? Why are you holding on to somebody?
I don't know. That's I'm very curious to see. Or was it a face? Oh, it might have been a face mask. That makes a little bit more sense.
We got some help in the booth.
This is all this.
So we appreciate it, and they'll move the ball up to the 44-yard line, so that's a big penalty.
Yeah. Wow.
Tack on that to the yardage. 1st and 10 from the 44. And a little pitch coming back this way to the speedster in white, looking for the corner. To the 50 he goes, and out towards the sideline, pushed out by Jerred Merk. So a little trickeration, a little handoff play up the middle, and the reverse coming back the other way from the far side to the near side to the speedster white.
Well, I'll tell you what, the double reverse, and then he got an amazing block by Jordan Marshall, his running back here, to really get him to that first down marker and get the first down for the Crusaders.
So a good gain there for White. They'll place the ball at the 46 on the near hash mark with 2:21 left to go. 1st and 10. And Moeller trying to answer back. Down by 3. Here's Marshall off that left side again. Tries to turn the corner. Finally does. Out to the 40-yard line and is escorted out of bounds. So Josh Fussell escorted him out, but good yards for Jordan Marshall, the team's leading rusher.
Yeah, really 3 missed tackles by Lakota West on the left side on that play. But Marshall, I'll tell you what, his ability to block and run, I mean, he's got some wheels. So again, we're kind of seeing that duo running back that Coach Elder had been talking about earlier in the week.
Trips to the near side. They motion Merk back into the line, and the hand, it goes to Weeder. He flashes up the middle, but he runs into a brick wall.
It looked like Jacob Asbeck was in there as well, and hey, you're right. You want to talk about a brick wall? That was the old steel curtain, I think, back from the Steelers days back in the 70s. There was nowhere to go on that run.
As fast as Weeder was going to the line, that's how fast Asbeck was coming towards it. 3rd and 4, and a big 3rd down situation right here. 1 for 4 in the first half, 0 for 1 so far in the second half. Deep drop for Geselbracht. He goes way back. He sets up a little screen into space. It goes nowhere. He gets knocked down at the 35. Pinwheeled around by Asbeck and Jair Brown. Mercy.
Wow. Holy cannoli, what a play that was. I mean, I couldn't tell whether they were trying to set up a screen or what Geselbracht was trying to do in the backfield, but nonetheless was able to hit him just coming out of there. And again, looked like a screenplay, but man, able to dive and get that first down.
It wasn't a check down, and it really wasn't a screen, but you can't say that he was out there naked out there because he had blocking in front of him. He moves the chains. First and 10 at the 34. Geselbracht, the hard count. He's got Marshall in the backfield with him as we melt the clock down to 1 minute here in this third. Geselbracht rolls right, looking right now, escapes. He throws back to the middle of the field, incomplete. He threw back to the middle where Kurt Thompson was, and Josh Fussell was looking for his 4th interception in 3 weeks.
And that's one thing that Lakota West has done just a fantastic job of, is when players get on the edge, they're able to stretch them to that sideline and really compress them down. So that's been really what Lakota West has done all year long. They haven't given up the edge a lot or their flanks. So Moeller right now is in a tough spot. Not a lot working for him right here in the last couple plays.
2nd and 10. Twins to the far side, a single to the near side. Marshall's in the backfield with Geselbracht. Lakota West looking to come off the edge. And the hand goes to Marshall off the right side, out towards the 31-yard line. And it's Mike Brankamp who had the first half interception in on the stop.
I'll tell you what, he just ran into the Brankamp Alex Afari wall right there. I mean, they were just sitting there waiting for him at the line of scrimmage. And again, another big critical third down here, Jeff.
We melt the clock down to 25 seconds. This may be the final play of this third. Again, they go triplets to the far side. White's in a slot to the left. They motion Bryant back to the right side as a single wideout. Roll left by the quarterback, Geselbracht. Throwing left, and it is complete to the left, out to the 21-yard line with 5.1 seconds left to go.
That time, Moeller actually rolled and ran into the open field, which they seem to be kind of using that boundary a little bit more. That time found his receiver wide open,
and that's
downfield. White downfield for the big pickup and the huge first down there for Moeller.
They officially have 5.4 seconds on the clock, 17-14, and this should be the final play of this third. 3rd and 3 on the pickup of 7. 1st and 10. Beg your pardon, it's 1st and 10. Beg your pardon. And the gift to Weeder off the left side, across the 20 and push backwards. And that is our final play of this third period. Mercy, have we got 12 more minutes left for you? 17-14 Lakota West. Back with more here on Chatterbox Plus. 12 more minutes left to go here in this one. This Region 4 final. 17-14 Lakota West, the 3 seed over the top seed Moeller. Along with Kevin Soch, I'm Chef Kim. I was joking at our break here just now. Does this make up for all the blowouts we've seen this year?
Oh man, I'll tell you what, I think it does. Honestly, we went through about 5 weeks straight there of just absolute blowout games, running clocks in the third quarter. I was sitting at home at 9:30 some nights. Just didn't feel right. But yeah, I'll tell you what, this is what you expected out of the top 2 teams in Cincinnati, one of the greatest high school areas for football in the nation, honestly. So yeah, we're getting everything that we bargained for and then some.
Trips to the right on 2nd down, 2nd and 7 as we come out of the third quarter break. And the gift to Marshall explodes into the secondary across the 10. He was a step away from breaking it. Fussell had to bring him down. 1st and 10 coming up.
Great job by Noah Geselbracht there to hold that ball and hold it in as long as he could to the point where Lakota West didn't know where it was.
And they go in a hurry. Back to Marshall. Into the line. Across the 5, and he's pushed backwards.
I like that there by Moeller, getting quick to the line, using that hurry-up offense, trying to catch him off guard. Again, changing the tempo of the game, especially on offense. That's something that Coach Dickman can institute into this offense really at will.
You see Geselbracht go towards his sideline, get the proper call that he wants on 2nd and goal from the 3. It's Kurt Thompson out to the right. Tanel Bryant in a slot to the right. Shotgun look for Geselbracht. He motions Bryant. And the give, it goes to Marshall off the right side towards the goal line. Is he in? Touchdown! A 3-yard scamper to the right side by Marshall, his 2nd score of the night. And the Crusaders lead once again 20-17.
Interesting play right there. They brought literally the left side of the line and pulled them around to the right. Big play for the Moeller Crusaders. They take one step closer. 2017 right now.
Here's William Steele. The point after is good. And we got a brand new score here in Mason at Dwyer Field, 21-17, with 11:04 left to go in this ball game. The Crusaders have come off the deck, and after we had a statement drive by Lakota West, back comes Moeller.
Yeah, Moeller with another statement drive. And I'll tell you what, this momentum pendulum right now, I think, is pretty much stuck in the middle because it doesn't know which way to go to. And this is going to just pan out to be a fantastic, exciting 4th quarter right now, with both teams really kind of moving the ball and doing what they want to do on offense at this point.
11-play drive. It goes 75 yards. And it soaks up just under 3 minutes off the clock. The touchdown run by Marshall, who barely got in off that right side. He got in, his 2nd touchdown of the night, his 1st rushing score of the night. The point after is good, and that all-important extra point was important because we now have a 4-point spread at 21-17. It's Lloyd and Brown back at their own 5-yard line. Steele the kick from the 40 on the near hash mark, and it's away. Pinwheeling to Lloyd out of the 2. Comes up the near side. 10, 15, down the seam to the 20, across the 20 to the 23-yard line, where he ran into Kurt Thompson as well as Anthony Williams-Diaz, backup D lineman.
And that's really been the first kickoff return that Trent has returned that he really hasn't broken it out or gotten a big gain on there. So, now Lakota West is going to have to put this drive together. You want to do 2 things with this drive. Obviously, you want to get points. You need to score. You also want to be cognizant of the time. So, you want to make sure that you don't try and leave Moeller with not a lot of time on the clock, but also be methodical with the way you march down the field right now. Huge drive here for Lakota West.
Well, it's not very often that you and I have seen. In fact, I think back to the games that you and I have done. We've never seen Lakota West behind in the 4th quarter.
No, yep, you're right.
The give to Cam Goode, cuts back across the middle, flag on the play, out towards the 28-yard line as he rolled left and he came back to the middle of the field, and it looks like it's going to be against Lakota West. Holding is the initial call.
Yeah, it looks like they're on that left side. Not sure if that was Tegler Shabola over there or not, but yeah, that's the kind of stuff right there. Those type of penalties, and holding's hard. It's I'm an offensive line guy. We'll leave it at that, I guess. But right now, that's what you can't have happen if you need these big drives right now for Lakota West.
They're going to call it 1st and 20 from the 13-yard line. So they need the 33 for the line to gain. 10:45 to the end of somebody's season.
Yep.
Let that sink in for just a moment.
Yeah.
Bolden out of the shotgun. Moeller showing blitz off the far side. Bad snap. He gets it back. He has to take it forward himself and gains maybe a yard on that. So he turned nothing or a loss into something, a gain of 1.
That'll set up another 3rd and long situation. Luckily, with Lakota West is a little bit more geared for these situations than some other teams because they have that vertical passing game. They're able to stretch the field vertically down with Afari and the different weapons that they have. So this is not necessarily outside of their play. 2nd down right now.
So 2nd and no gain officially as they reposition the ball at the 13, just inside the right hash mark. Tony Curtis is the center. Bolden waits for it, empty backfield. Twins on the near side. looking right, now looking to throw down the middle, now rolls to the right, and is tackled from behind out at the 15-yard line. Mitch was left unaware and he was dropped.
And I'll tell you,
Rashad Glenn got him.
this Moeller defensive backfield all night long. They've given up a couple plays here and there, but it was hat for hat with Lakota West there. Mitch Bolden had nowhere to go with the football. I mean, hats off to that Moeller defensive backfield right now. They've just been shutting them down all night.
3rd and long, 3rd and 18. I don't know what you draw up here on 3rd and this long with 9:05 left to go, but it's got to be pretty good. Twins to the near side. The flanker to the right is Jerred Brown, and now we've got motion, I believe. A timeout.
Yeah, I was just saying, it looked like Coach Bohn was able to get one in there.
So a timeout on the field with 8:56 left to go here in this ball game. And if your AC or furnace is struggling, turn to the experts at Bartell's Heating and Cooling. Their certified technicians get the job done right the first time. And if you need a new unit, Bartell's will give you upfront pricing with no hidden fees. Plus, ask about Bartell's 0% interest financing for 60 months. Learn more at bartellsheatingandcooling.com. Bartell's Heating and Cooling for a comfortable way of life. Well, no need for air conditioning tonight. We could use a heater in the booth.
Yeah, that might be a little nice. My toes are a little chilly right now.
21-17. By the way, want to say hello to Kevin's mom, Beth, who helped us out production-wise more than she knew this week.
Oh, getting things set up. It's awesome that we're able to have I have a good connection over there at Moeller. She was able to set some things up and had a great conversation with Coach Elder early on this week. So again, she's got a big day tomorrow with the entrance exam, so she might be in bed already.
So Beth, if you're still watching / listening to us, we thank you. 3rd and 18 out of the timeout. Bolden to throw. He throws it over the middle for Brown across the 30, out to the 34-yard line. Move the chains. They needed 18. They got 19 on the play. Mercy.
Well, he was able to find that spot in the zone. He was able to sit down. He had 3 defenders all around him. He found it, sat down. He and Mitch Bolden were on the correct wavelength there. Got a big first down pickup.
They're going to give progress only back to the 33, but that is enough for a first down. They really needed all 18 that he gave them. That's his first catch of the night. Brown is a flanker to the right, and now the throw back to the middle. It is complete. A little diving skinny post to Alex Afari across the 40-yard line, and it'll bring up second and very, very manageable.
So that's the second time we've seen Afari on that little slant route be able to gain leverage there. So that might be something you're going to want to look for that they might try and expose Moeller on. Moeller might need to actually kind of jam them at the line of scrimmage and then try and run with them just to break up that timing between he and Mitch Bolden.
They go twins to the far side. It's Minnick and Hartford. Bolden gets, he looks left, he throws left, complete to Minnick. He tries to break free, looking for the corner, got a couple of yards out to the 48-yard line.
I was talking about this Moeller defensive backfield, how they were to shut down some of these receivers. What I'm noticing right now, they've gone to a much shorter passing game. It's a lot of these little 5-yard dink and dunks down the field. So I love what Coach Balchamp's doing right now. He's adjusting his game plan to fit with what the Moeller defense is giving him.
Winner of this game takes on the Region 2 winner, Marysville and Springfield. 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line. The West 48. Deep drop for Bolden with time. He throws. He launches one! And it's dropped. Dropped by Lloyd at the 20-yard line. The second long drop where a receiver was 5 yards in front of the defender. We saw that with Afari in the first quarter, and this one hit Lloyd. Incomplete.
Wow. I mean, that's just so uncharacteristic, really, of Trent Lloyd and really of this team. So, just another opportunity there that Lakota West isn't going to be able to take advantage of.
Afari comes out. Well, if you're going to take a shot.
Yeah. Yeah, right now would definitely be the time to do it if you're West.
Twins to the near side. It's Lloyd in the slot to the right. They motion Lloyd. And the quarterback keeping. It's Bolden across the 45. Close to another first down. Out towards the 42-yard line. Awfully close to where he needed to be.
Not sure. It looked like Mitch maybe had the option to hand it off or keep it. Made the absolute right decision there. Again, we've seen him do this. This is probably the most we've seen Mitch run this type of option offense all year long.
He's short by a yard. 3rd and 1 at the 43-yard line. West has got something going here in this 4th quarter. Down by 4 with 6:33 left to go in the season. Twins to the near side. Imagine it's a running play. And it gets by Bolden into the backfield. He drops on it out at the 35-yard line. So you live to fight another day by holding on to possession and punting it away. But boy, that's a big, big loss. 22 yards on the loss.
Wow. I mean, that's really all I can say. I mean, for that series of events that just happened right there. I mean, in Moeller's case, hey, sometimes you just got to be lucky, and that's the way the ball rolls sometimes in these games, but now you got to take advantage of that. But, man, I tell you what, you want to talk about the momentum train just stopping? Whew, just put on the brakes right there for Lakota West.
So it's Minnick back at his own 21 to punt it away. Ball's at the 36-yard line. Good snap this time. And the punt is away. It pinwheels out to the far hash mark and beyond it. And it is picked up out at the 29-yard line by Josh Fussell. Wow. So, with 5:29 left to go, you got some serious heart muscles that you got to work if you're Moeller, because maybe you go to the run game knowing that that's what you did last week to beat Princeton.
And I think, Coach Dickman talks about it. That was one of those games last week. He's like, look, late in the game, we're just trying to get out of it. I'm not so certain that's going to be the same type of plan right now, but definitely want to stretch this clock out if you're Moeller.
Ball's at the 29-yard line, and the run play goes right, and very little to gain there. Elijah Davis in on the stop. Second, and we'll call it 3 after the little short dive play by the running back. 5 minutes left to go.
This is it, man. This is what it all comes down to right here for both teams.
Geselbracht has Jordan Marshall in the backfield to his left with them. Twins to each side. On second down, it'll be Geselbracht to throw. Deep drop with time. Now throwing to the right to Marshall. Across the 35, out towards the 40-yard line. And he should have the first down.
So we call that a throwback screen. He actually rolled to his left and then threw the ball back across his body to the right. Very dangerous. It takes a very skilled quarterback to make that throw. But, man, that play was executed to perfection. Trust me, I've tried running that type of play. It's a great play, but, man, it's worrisome. A great job by Noah there. Fantastic pass.
By the way, just in case you want to know the timeout situation, Lakota West has 2. Moeller has the full complement. 4:35 left to go, and the give to Marshall off the right side for a couple more yards. And this is where they can be really effective by melting the clock. Even if you're only getting a few yards at a time, it could be just like in the Princeton game, death by 1,000 paper cuts.
Exactly, and I think that's exactly what it is right now. And it's use your passing game as more of an extension of your run game. Get the balls to your players in space on the passing side. But right now they're just chunking away those 3-4 yards a pop, and that's all you need really to run this clock out.
4 minutes left to go. Triplets to the right side. Beg your pardon, the left side. See if it's another run play. Geselbracht gets. He will throw over the middle. It's incomplete. Looking for Merk out at the midfield stripe, and that was really close to being picked off. 3rd and 7 coming up.
Wow.
And you just did, if you're Moeller, you just did Lakota West a favor.
Absolutely. You really very much so did right there. Because he was wide open. That would have been very close, if not a first down. Looks like we have a Moeller injury, though, on the far sideline. Can't quite tell who that is.
Well, he's laying on his back. He's got
about 5 people around him. And on this short timeout, it's time to tell you that Eli's Sports Bar and Grill proudly sponsors high school football with 3 locations in Mason, Liberty Township, and in Ross. Our 10-foot screens guarantee a great view from every seat in the house. Eli's Sports Bar and Grill, the best place in Cincinnati for sports, food, and fun. And they look like one of the bigger kids out there.
That might be number 74, John Curran. No, it's not. I'll have to get back on that one.
West praying for a big stop here on 3rd and 7 from the 43. Moeller needs the 50 for the line to gain. They're looking to rush off the edges. And the give, it goes to Marshall. Out to the sideline, looking for the first down. Out to the sideline, pushed out. Really close to where he needed to be. Jerred Brown tracked him down.
Wow, great.
Maybe a yard short.
Great job by Jerred. I mean, Marshall had the burners on. It was literally who's going to get there first, and they were to make the stop.
And they're going to go for it on 4th down. A big play with 3:23 left to go. And now we've got a stop and a timeout charge to Lakota West. They had too many men on the field, and they have burned a timeout. That's your second.
Talked about it before about that change in tempo, and when you're able to do that right there, and that's exactly what happened. You forced Lakota West to burn a timeout, is what you did right there. That's your victory on that play. So right now, you have all 3 if you're Moeller in your back pocket. West only has 1, so that's actually going to be critical as we get down to it here.
3:21 frozen on the clock. By the way, while we have a moment, I want to say hello to Cy Rose and his crew, especially over at the Westchester location, the Becca Ridge location of Buffalo Wings and Rings. They do host the Firebird show on a Monday night basis. You normally get that with Ty Bradshaw, sometimes with myself, but you do get that over there with Coach Bolden, and it's a great time, and we want to say hello to Cy and thank you for the hospitality all season long. 21-17 with 3:21 left to go. Mercy, we are coming down to the wire.
Ooh, I'll tell you what, this is going to be, this is getting interesting here. This is, I'm just trying to think of this situation we're in right now. 4th and 1, 3:21 left to go. This is a huge play right here.
This is the play of the game.
Yes.
You expect a sellout here? I would imagine a sellout is coming. They motion Marshall out to the right. Empty backfield for Geselbracht. Now they motion Marshall back. The pitch to him. Coming left. He's got the first down. So he reversed on the pivot. Got a hell of a block on the left side by Eli Jacob Duffy. And they move the chains on 4th down. Wow, what a gutty call.
I don't even know how to really describe that play right there by Coach Digman. I was freaking out going, they're putting nobody in the backfield on 4th and 1? What is going on? No, instead he reverses motion, he hands it off to Marshall along the left side. I mean, what a play call. I've never expected that coming in my life.
So now if you're Moeller, do you even think about putting the ball in the air on the sequence?
I don't. I know that much. I'm not calling one pass play here. This is all runs.
Pistol look for Geselbracht. And the give to Marshall coming from behind, and he's into the line for about a yard. Actually, he's still alive, rolling to the right, and it's about a yard.
That was an interesting play. You had literally 2 Moeller players on the ground, which I thought was the ball carrier.
I did too.
And then I was like, wait a minute, where is he going? Nobody's blowing a whistle yet, so it's pretty confusing. But right there, it's a huge 4-yard pickup.
So it is. It's a 4-yard pickup as they move the pile out to the 46-yard line, 2nd down. Clock's moving with 2:11 left to go. Moeller's looking for its first appearance back to the state finals since 2013. They're 2 minutes away. Twins to the near side for Moeller. The hand to Marshall. He is dropped in the backfield. Beg your pardon, it's Weeder, and he's dropped by Alex Afari.
But here's the situation Coach Bohn is in right now. He has 1 timeout left. He's going to have to score points. Again, what do you do right now? And he's got to let the clock run. You got to.
3rd and 7. 20 on the play clock. If I'm Moeller, I just wait. In fact, I might even take a timeout here.
Right. There's no harm in it. You got all three, and that just shows you how important them taking that timeout on that 4th and 1 was.
5 on the play clock, and they're moving to the sideline. They will take the TO with 1:09 left to go in the ball game. How's your heart doing?
It's there. It's there. We're monitoring it right now. We're monitoring it, but my goodness gracious. I mean, this is just a back and forth game. Excuse me for pulling back in there. But yeah, this has just been one of those back and forth games. It's what you expected out of this team. The two top teams in the city in Division I meeting right here tonight. I mean, did you expect anything else? No, not in my opinion. But just great job by Moeller right now. They're in a great position, and I just keep going back. You force these guys to Lakota West to burn timeouts in this type of situation. I mean, I'm thinking in my head, that to me is the situation of the game, or the right there, forcing them into this because it's so difficult.
So it's 3rd and 7 as we await both teams to come out of the timeout. If you're Tyler Halls, who's calling the defense for Lakota West, what do you dial up here on 3rd and 7?
Wow. The problem is that you don't want to overexpose yourself. Moeller's been doing a lot of different things. They've been, you see different motions and everything, so you don't want to overexpose yourself with a blitz, but definitely want to put the pressure on and maybe put an extra 4th man down on the line of scrimmage to try and stop that running game. But again, you just don't know what Bohn's going to do.
It's Geselbracht in the shotgun with Jordan Marshall to his left. Twins to the far side. They motion a man back in. It's Thompson. Thompson will line up as a tight end to the left. The give to Marshall up the middle. Out inside the 45. Out to the 44-yard line. I believe we've got a timeout. It is the final one for Tom Bolden.
So he's no timeouts left. You got 4th and 5 right now if you're Moeller with 1:03 left to go.
So this is your ball game right here. If you decide that you go for it instead of punt, the bad news for Moeller is if you don't convert here, you give Lakota West a bit of a shorter field.
Yeah. Right now, that's a big thing. So right now, if you're Coach Elder, you got to decide, okay, do I put this in the hands of my defense or I put it in the hands of my offense? And right now, it looks like Moeller might be getting ready to punt. We saw the punter over there getting stretched. It is a cold night out there, so I think if Moeller can pin them back, I think that's their best play right now.
And make Lakota West go the length of the field.
With no timeouts.
With no timeouts. And right now, 1 minute and 3 seconds left to go here in this ball game. Along with Uncle Kev, I'm Kevin Zilch. I'm Jeff Kim. Thanks for joining us here on Chatterbox Live. Hell of a ball game tonight.
I mean, this is it's perfect. This is exactly what we wanted.
So we will have a punting situation. Ball's at the 44-yard line, barring any trickeration. We'll see if they try to bring Malik Hartford off the edge and block the kick. They bring in Hartford. He can't get there. And it is Lloyd out of the 5 to the 10 to 15, out across the 20 to the 24-yard line. So a good return and 54.9 seconds left in somebody's season.
Oh, wow. Oh, this is, it's making me nervous right now, man. This is these days, man, where I'm glad I have the broadcast headset on and not the coaching headset.
We hope all of you paying attention tonight and watching our old mugs. Well, I'm old. Kev is still a young guy, even though he's got the facial hair. We're thankful that you've joined us here on Chatterbox Live tonight. 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. Lakota West needs 78 yards. Twins on each side. Bolden out of the gun. He claps for it with time. Now he steps up. He throws. It is complete. Out of the 30. Receiver out to the sideline. Out to the 40. It's Jerred Brown across the 45. That is a huge play on 1st down. A pickup of 23.
Ready for Hollywood right there. Big play. Big pickup. Great job by Mitch Bolden to keep it alive. You know, he was very close to being sacked. Great job by Mitch.
And he got away from Chase Brown at the last second to throw it and get the completion. 44.2 seconds, and more importantly for Lakota West, Brown rolled out of bounds, so the clock isn't moving. Though they got 20 on the play clock, they'll move to the line.
Brown's a split end to the left. Inside of him is Trent Lloyd. We'll see if they go home run. Mitch steps up. He throws to the left, and it is complete out of the 46-yard line. So it's Lloyd for a pickup of about 1, and they're going to have to hurry to the line.
Rashid Glenn just met him right there. Big stop for Moeller.
Triplets to the near side. Bolden with time. Now looking, throwing. It is complete out of the 35-yard line. Jerred Brown again with 19.6 left to go. You might have to clock it here. Bolden up to the line. He's going to clock it. He does with 14.5 left to go. Do you go for the end zone right now?
Well, I tell you what, with no timeouts, here's what you got to do. Two things. Your routes have to be designed to get to the end zone. You don't want anything really into the crossing or into the middle unless you're going to get that first down. So you got to design plays right now that are going to get you to the corner. I'm not going to sit here and say go for the home run ball. Have a route, though, that gets you there, though. Have that option available, but you're definitely looking for the sideline here.
14.5 to go. 2nd and 10 from the 34. Does Mitch have a miracle in his arm? He's back to throw. He steps up. He rolls to the left. He throws down the field. Incomplete with 7 seconds left to go. And now you're really going to have to play for the end zone.
Well, right now, with the situation with Lakota West, you're going to call 2 plays in the huddle here, okay? You're going to call a play if you somehow you're able to, the ball, the clock is running, so you're going to have 2 plays right now in the huddle for Lakota West, so this is it. This is the chance for state for either of these teams right here, Jeff.
7 seconds left to go.
I think Coach Elder's going to call a timeout here. He might, and he does.
Seven seconds left to go. We've got a timeout. It's charged to Moeller. They've got 1 left. The logistics here in this one, 3rd and 10. The ball spotted at the 34-yard line. The drive had started 4 plays ago out at the Lakota West 22. Jerred Brown with a couple of big receptions has been the star of this last drive so far, and we'll see if Bolden has one more bullet left in him.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Right now, this is a situation though that outside of last week that West has not been in really at all this year. So again, this is huge right here. I mean, this is the ball game. This is it right here.
Out of the timeout, we see 3 wide to the near side. And a single wide, it's Afari to the left. It makes you wonder if it's the 9 route.
We'll have the safety over top.
Deep drop for Bolden. He looks, he throws the home run. It is incomplete with 1.4 seconds left to go, intended for Brown. And we're down to a final play tonight.
Mitch looked left, was looking for Jerred, came back to his right. Didn't quite. I didn't have a good angle on it there, but man, here it is. He gets one more shot.
This is the epitome of sudden death.
Yeah.
On this play, one team will win it, one team will end their season. 3 wide to the near side. On 4th and 10. Bolden gets, and here we go. He throws the home run, the 9 route down the side, incomplete, and Moeller is going back to state. The mob scene out on the field as the Crusaders survive and advance. They go back to the Final Four for the first time since 2013. Mercy, what a finish.
Yeah, you can't. I'm almost speechless right now. I mean, just absolutely hats off to the Moeller Crusaders. Fantastic game, fantastic season right now, and really can't say enough about what Coach Elder and his entire coaching staff has done this year. They've been in some battles. I mean, absolute battles. And anytime that you have a team like that can do this and I think Moeller was very comfortable all night. I don't think they really flinched. I think they were very comfortable with the situation they were in. And I told you, in the keys of the game, they made Lakota West uncomfortable from the get-go. From the get-go, Lakota West had really never had to come back like that. I think that was the first time we've seen them down all year long in the second half. We haven't really even seen them down all that much, to be honest with you. So again, hats off to Moeller. Great job. I mean, for Lakota West, another disappointing end of the season, but they made some true strides as a program, as a team, and I think if you look at the youth that this Lakota West team has and what Coach Bolden can do, yes, I think this will be a team to be reckoned with for years to come over in Beckett Ridge.
The Firebirds finished their season at 11-2. They won 11 in a row in between losses. Their first loss to St. X at the beginning of the season, and on this nail-biter to Moeller to close out their season. And Archbishop Moeller advances to the state Final Four. They improved to 11-3. They're on a 4-game winning streak, and they have beaten the GMC all across the way in these playoffs.
Yeah, they have. They've really beaten now the top two teams, Princeton and Lakota West. So, this Moeller team, I'll tell you what, it goes back to what Coach Elder talked about. They are not the best talented team. They don't have the big stars, or a lot of them. They're kind of really, you look at them, they're not a big football team, but they got heart, and they know how to win, and they know how to win tough games, and they're gonna have another tough one come up next week.
St. Tegra Shabola out to our right, out of the 15-yard line, saying thank you to the Moeller folks, and that is an act of class by Tegra. And we're seeing the gathering, and we're starting to see Moeller, the football players, go back to their own sidelines, celebrating with their fans. A cardiac game, to be sure. I don't know if, I think between you and I think we lost a couple of years on our life tonight.
Just a little bit. I think what you're seeing, what I love to see right here is you see a lot of the Moeller players in with the Lakota West guys. These guys know each other. They know each other from playing summer baseball, summer basketball. Some of these guys might have gone to grade school together, so there's a lot of connections between this Lakota team and this Moeller team, and it's great to see that camaraderie, down on the sidelines right now. But see Moeller across the way, singing the fight song, a great tradition carried on at Moeller. So, another exciting one, Jeff, and wow.
Time for our Headlines play of the game, powered by Headlines Apparel. What's your pick tonight?
Honestly, Jeff, right now, it's got to be that last play, the defense for Moeller. I mean, how could, 1 second left to go. They're down there. Lakota West had been driving down the field there. And, for the defense to rally around and come together and stop them on really two plays in the end zone back-to-back there, those are my play. That's got to be my play of the game.
That's our Headlines play of the game. The final play of the game tonight, the incomplete pass down the sideline against a double team from Moeller. The ball knocked out of bounds at the back of the goal line, and that's all she wrote tonight. I got to tell you, Jordan Marshall came up huge tonight.
Yeah.
Scored the first touchdown on a pass out into the flat back in the first quarter. Had what turned out to be the game winner, the 3-yard plunge off the right side. And that was the difference here tonight for Moeller. Just impressive. And hats off to Mark Elder. This is a team that in their last full season, I think a year ago, they were 3-6.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they have come back from the dead, and they're now back in the state Final Four.
Well, Moeller went through some coaching changes there. They had about 3 coaches in 3 years, which is very uncharacteristic for Moeller High School. I think they found their right guy. Coach Elder came from the college scene, the college arena. That brings a totally different mindset to the game. He's got and one thing he talked about with me, he's got guys that are buying in now. And you can clearly see that from last year to this year, he's got guys that are buying in. So the future is very, very bright for both of these teams, Jeff. I mean, Lakota West has so many youngsters, especially on the defensive side of the ball, that we're going to see back next year. I'll talk about him, Jacob Asbeck, another one who I'm anxious to see, through the next couple years. He's just a sophomore. So this Lakota West team is not done. They have a lot to be proud of and a lot to look forward to in the coming years.
Fabulous team this year. Just came up just short tonight. Losers 21-17. Partner, you and I had seen them all season long. It was quite an odyssey. And while it didn't end up the way they wanted it, I think we were glad to see them on the ride throughout the whole season.
Absolutely. And, the ability that we've had to go talk with all of them, to talk with Coach Bolden, with Scott Kaufman, the hospitality we've been given by Lakota West all year long has been top notch. Coach Bohn has a fantastic program around him right now, and he's built that with people.
Partner, as we put a wrapper to this one, barring what happens with the Baden game, this is our last out for football as we head into basketball season. Next week we'll start our basketball coverage in full as well. I believe 10 games over a 2-day stretch. For a classic that's here in Mason. Yeah, I'll be a part of that on Saturday games. So we're looking forward to that. But your final thoughts on this one?
For somebody who has a deep connection with Moeller, I'm very proud right now for Moeller High School to have them back to where everybody's used to them being back in the state finals. What they did here tonight, and I was so impressed with their defensive backfield, just able to shut down any thought of passing downfield for Lakota West. For Lakota West, though, again, I keep saying the future is so bright, and I'll take a word from our colleague Kyle Decker. The best is ahead for Lakota West right now, and it really is. Coach Bolden, I said it just before, I'll say it now. He surrounded himself with great people, great coaches, great athletic directors, just great all-around people that know how to win and want to win. So, Lakota West has a very, very bright future for them.
Partner is fun. Yeah, hell of a ride.
Absolutely.
Hey, we got to bring in our producer, Joe Meehan, into the picture. Come on, Joe. you got to smile for your Moeller faithful.
There
here.
it is,
our producer,
right there.
Joe Meehan, who's been with us all season. We're thankful for him here as well. As we start to wrap up the football piece of this, want to give thanks to Joe, obviously, who's been with us. Zach Teeters, Kevin Miller, they
production
produced for
twins.
us, our production twins who are with us this year. So glad and so thankful for all the different camera folks that have been with us all through the season. A special thanks to our main staff, obviously back in the Chatterbox Sports offices, Reed Mouse, and of course Sean Spurlock and Trace Fowler, who is probably so very happy to start basketball season next week.
Absolutely.
and we do miss our friend Kyle Decker, he's been with us in spirit all season long.
Absolutely.
Partner was fun.
Absolutely.
Can't wait to do this again in 2022.
What the heck am I going to do on Friday nights now, man? I got to figure this out. I don't know what to do.
Partner was fun.
Absolutely, Jeff.
Again, the final tonight. Moeller heads back to the state Final Four. 21-17 winners. The 1 over the 3 seed tonight as they improved their record to 11-3. Lakota West finishes their season at 11-2. Thanks go out to our producer again, Joe Meehan. For Uncle Kevin Zilch, I'm Jeff Kim. Good night from Mason.